You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others scroll, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani ya gosho ngai no mwega naende shode.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe.
In our first 100 days, we will implement the constitutional requirement of a police service commission to have its own budget. We are also going to operationalize on our first day in office the judiciary fund and as established by the Constitution. That will end all unauthorized evictions and property demolitions. Kenya Kwanza will end ethnic profiling in the issuance of identity documents. Of course, we will appoint all the judges nominated by the Judicial Service Commission to the Court of Appeal. Kenya Kwanza will ensure that we respect, we protect, and defend freedom of worship. We will complete the transfer of all functions constitutionally earmarked as devolved functions to counties. On public service and our security services, we will ensure that there is a contributory benevolent fund for families of fallen and terminally ill officers. For we will ensure that within the first 100 days, the Kenya Kwanza administration will commission a review that will consider improvement of remuneration and terms of service for all officers in the security sector to be commensurate with the current cost of living. We will deploy robust, creative, and engaging foreign exchange policy to raise Kenya's profile as a regional anchor state and amplify our partnership with the rest of the world.
Tutafanya kazi na wale home developers, wale wanatusaidia kujenga manyumba. Serikali itashirikiana na wao ili tuwasaidie watujengee manyumba ambayo ni ya bei ambayo inatoshana na wananchi, ili wewe ambaye unalipa rent leo ya shilingi 8,000 ama shilingi 10,000 ama shilingi 5,000, baada ya sisi kushirikiana na hawa wanaotusaidia kwa ujenzi wa manyumba, tutahakikisha kwamba hiyo rent utalipa, badala yake utalipa mortgage. Alafu baada ya miaka 10 ama 15 hiyo nyumba iwe ni nyumba yako.
I, William Ruto. I, William Ruto.
In full realization.
In full realization
of the high calling I assume as President
of Kenya,
of the Republic of Kenya,
do swear
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
to the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution of Kenya, as by law established, and all other laws of the Republic, and that I will protect and uphold the sovereignty, integrity, and dignity of the people of Kenya. So help me God.
Right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is RUTO AT, and my camera is not looking good. I don't know, the hood of my camera is not looking good. Are you the one who has done that? The hood of the camera. I don't know what's going on there, bro. Now I see the eye of the camera. All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is RUTO AT, and this is Political Headache coming to you live at 7:30 from the City of Glasses. I am in the studio with Mr. Odhiambo Otieno, a communication consultant, a political analyst. He does not agree that he's a political commentator. The other day I was looking at the meaning of political commentator, and I realized that they're just people, reacting to politics.
Correct.
So it's not the correct term. I'm having Ambassador Gachagua here. I'm having Jimmy's right-hand man, or shall we say body man, Mr. Joachim Simiyu. He's here. I was thinking that he would be sitting here next to me, while Gachagua this time round you'll be. But yesterday, considering that we had a bromance, it's not a very big deal. It's not a very big deal today. So I think that is okay. Mr. Real Guna is saying, do you think it is possible to have a receipt based stock with a full like Joachim? Ai bwana. Hii mtu ameanza kupiga.
But look at the name. Look at the name of the person.
Okay.
It's a Real Guna.
Mr. Lochinos is saying politics is not easy, guys. Brian Ucheng is saying, don't come here with your abuses. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Puga. Oh, he's responding to the other guy. He's responding to the other guy. Okay. This time around this day is very difficult to read anything from the comment because you don't know what you're about to read. Yeah. This is my biggest fear with these guys. All right, Mr. Matthew Kobo is saying that is Mwami Mr. Ruto taking oath in 2027. No, they're saying that he's Ruto taking oath in 2027, which is not true. That is Ruto in 2022. Okay. So we have Ambassador Gachagua. When things have to get heated, one Ruto. All right, Guna, your abuses betray the depth of your mental faculties. All right, that should be nice. All right, Jagero, say hello to the panelists. People have gathered here. I don't know who is on this camera because I want you to turn this camera to the two gentlemen that are seated there so that people can.
There's a lady.
Yeah. Vash, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Vash. Don't be worried. Don't be worried at all. Don't be worried at all. Hii kazi ni ngumu na wewe unajua. Nasumbuka na ile yako ya asubuhi. This work is very, very hard. So allow me to say, Mr. Onsongo is today on the audience seat. I want him to be telling me as a Gen Z what he thinks about RUTO at 4. That is going to be very interesting. This light is hitting Gachagua in a very bad way. We need to figure it out. Mr. Onsongo, I am so happy that you've joined us today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for hosting me.
Who are you, by the way? Can we know who you are?
I'm Onsongo Momanyi.
Okay.
Of course, a Gen Z.
Okay.
As introduced.
2000 or 98?
No, that's early. That is not the age of revolution.
That's early?
Yes, that is so early.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the year?
2006.
2006?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Such a baby.
2006?
Yes.
So when we were having this in Amachungwa, you were nowhere.
No, I was somewhere. I was conceived.
Oh, you were conceived. You was,
Yes.
you
In
were,
the referendum.
you were,
Yeah.
It's a referendum baby.
he was 6 months old, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, the mother was 6 months. Okay.
Whatever it is, yeah?
Oh, that's great. Yes, considering that he can hold on to a microphone, it's a big deal, right?
No,
But
no, just
anyway,
before you move on.
okay.
You know, a few hours past 20
A few hours past 20.
Yes,
Today's your
now-
birthday.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh, happy
Yes.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
that's
my
good.
brother.
That's
20.
Thank you.
I
This
think
is his
he's
premiere.
doing fairly well.
He's doing very well.
This is beautiful. I love it.
20 years.
Yes.
He's the youngest we have had at the podcast.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
How old
I'm
are you
making
first?
history this early.
Yeah?
I'm making history this early. I mean, I'm the youngest.
How old are you, Vash?
24.
24. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Great.
mother hen.
What a
Oh, yeah, man, she's so sweet today. Your lipsticks look. Okay, you're the one who was going on. Tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
Yes, I'm a international studies student.
Okay.
Aspiring to be a diplomat. That is one. Number 2, I'm a political analyst.
Okay.
As young as I am, I love knowing the landscape, the political landscape, because I've got ambitions.
All right.
Number 3, I think you're conversant with Osiemo. Yes, I'm one of the people in his team in charge of his campaign.
What is he campaigning for? Osiemo is campaigning for something.
Yes.
You've never known. That is strange.
Yeah. It's never said. David Osiemo, right?
Davis Osiemo,
The
yes.
lawyer.
Oh, he's
Yes.
becoming an MP in Kisii.
An MCA, Borabu Chitagoko ward.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
Oh, so you are what are you guys going to change there in that ward?
There are many things. I think the first thing we have to agree on is that we have to give people dignity.
Okay.
We come from an area whereby most of the politicians are there for the campaigning time, and then after that for the next campaigning time. And if not that, wako hapo mazishi. So it's time to give people dignity because the people are suffering under a leadership that is not as considerate to them. Number 2, we have...
So the preamble.
Yes, that is the preamble.
Mambo ni mingi.
Okay.
Yes. Number 2, we've realized that there are a lot of things that we can do based on legislations.
Okay.
And that is why we are pushing for the guy to get into the seat so that we can actually work on the legislations getting Kisii County in advance, to help the people.
All right.
Yes.
And how much do you like this country? How is it going for you? Is it going well? Ruto has just finished his 4th year. And everybody's wondering, did he do well? Odhiambo will tell you that he's done excellently well. Gachagua will tell you that he's done very well. Mr. Joachim would tell you that he has completely failed. I don't know what Vash, your fellow Gen Z, will say. But what do you think about Ruto? Has he done well?
You started by asking, what do I think about the nation currently?
Yeah.
Regardless of the president, regardless of the presidency, I'm a patriot. That is the first thing.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm used to my dad telling me mgala muwe na haki yake umpe.
Okay.
But to Ruto, I think he's more of dying before nimpe haki
Mugala
yake.
ambaye anakufa.
Anakufa.
Okay.
So ni mugala ambaye hujaua.
Bado naendelea. Yes.
So that means he's a bad person, right? Miss Swahili.
Ni mgala.
Mgala. All right.
Again, what is Mugala?
Mgala muwe. I've never known what Mugala is. Mgala muwe. Mgala ni mtu mbaya.
No. Wagala massacre.
No, but
Mugala muwe na haki mpe. Mbala is somebody who has done something wrong or is
Me have always known it to be Wagala massacre.
No. Mgala muwe.
Well, the origin of the
haki
word.
mpe.
The origin of the word, Odhiambo is right.
Yeah.
Odhiambo is right.
I think so.
Because that comes from
how long?
The massacre.
How long
It was
ago?
in 1984.
1984.
I think it come from there. So wahenga walifikiria nini kutumia jina
Doubt.
Let's find out. I mean, we have the
We have the internet. We can find
Mgala
out.
sasa imetoka Wajia.
But again,
Yes.
it is mtu mbaya.
All right.
On the other hand, yeah.
It is Mutumbaya, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So then Ruto is not doing well for 4 years?
Looking at the time that he has had and his manifesto,
Mhm.
I don't think he's a man that we can give much credit to.
All right.
But that does not mean that he has done nothing.
All right.
We also have to consider that.
I will ask you about the things that he has done later. Vash, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, you want to put that close to your to the mouth when you are talking so that people can hear. We are Odhiambo is celebrating Ruto at 4. Joachim isn't. Are you celebrating Ruto at 4, or you are like, okay, something has gone terribly wrong?
I don't know. For me, I'm very pessimistic.
Okay.
About this country.
All right.
And it's not just Ruto, because even if we say we make Ruto go and we bring someone else, I don't think much is going to change anyway, because the presidency, Uhuru was there, nothing changed a lot. Kibaki was there. So our country is just, I want to use the word shitty, but muliniambia language, I should mind my language.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pessimistic generally. I don't have hope.
Yeah, but I'm asking specific questions, Vash. I'm asking about Ruto at 4. Are you happy with how he's doing?
No, not really. By saying I'm pessimistic,
okay.
I mean he has not done a lot, because people are still...
She's not happy with the state of affairs.
You are not happy with the state of affairs?
Yeah.
Okay, that is good. Welcome to the program, Mr. Onsongo.
Thank you.
And again, happy birthday. We'll be talking about the issues of our country, and that I'm hoping that you will be contributing to the conversation that we are having today. Mr. Odhiambo is here, Mr. Kachola is here, but there is an issue that is going on. We want to start with a little bit of political temperatures. Today, we had PS Raymond Omolo assuring peaceful Linda Mwananchi rally in Homa Bay. Are we able to play that so that we start with that?
Everybody has a right to go to any part, any corner of the country and canvass their issues. And the public, I think, are also smart enough to read between what the political players say and do. As a PS in charge of internal security, the position is very clear. Everybody is free to go anywhere. And while at it, the expectation is that we must observe law and order.
There is the issue, Mr. Kachola, you were not here yesterday, but you were talking about Homa Bay. Odhiambo was giving a word of advice to the people of Homa Bay that they should come and see, other Kenyans that want to take over, that are interested in taking over this country or making this country better, quote unquote. What do you think about this issue of Homa Bay? Do you believe that that the security apparatus have been deployed to make sure that Linda Mwananchi, group do what they want to do in Homa Bay, talk to the people, celebrate with the people, and look for votes, assuming that Honorable Sifuna has decided to actually run for presidency?
Jagero, this is a home stretch.
Okay.
Home stretch for President William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza administration. It's a home stretch for any politician who is running for any office, because it is now 63 days or so to the next general election. I want to only reiterate the statements by PS Dr. Raymond Omolo that any Kenyan is allowed to be anywhere, any day, to campaign, say what they want, and they go. In that very breath, I think the governor of Homa Bay County, who has largely been accused by the Linda Mwananchi Brigade, equally made an official statement by saying anybody, anywhere, as ODM, what they truly believe in is giving everybody an opportunity. That's not the politics that were taught by the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. So it is Linda Mwananchi to go and say what they want to say, who the people. If the people love it, fine. If the people don't love it, fine. But again, the people, at least now, a majority of people in the larger Luo Nyanza have made up their mind. So
right.
It is.
Why do you think? Why do you think a lot of leaders in Luo Nyanza are continuously becoming selfish with that geographical location, that they want people to go there and add their voices to what everybody's talking about in as far as the country is concerned? What do you think is the biggest fear?
I would borrow that aliumwa na nyoka kiona ngongo shtuka.
Okay. In English.
Are you lost?
Once bitten,
twice shy. Very good. Go ahead. Very good. Go.
So people from largely from Luo Nyanza have tested the good of the government, and for the first time they are seeing real things in terms of development, and the fear that many leaders have. Should someone who the people otherwise, are we still entitled to this kind of goodies we are seeing? Knowing very well the kind of politics in Kenya is, for the longest time, has been who is in government gets to enjoy some level of goodies and benefits. So I think if you see any leader reacting in any certain way, it's only informed by the fear of moving out from the government which they're already into. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Odhiambo.
Yes.
Do you believe that Raymond Omolo and the government are ready to protect, Homa Bay? And how do you think they're going to do it?
Yes, they're ready to protect it, and there's evidence. One, that previous campaigns by Linda Mwananchi have not been interrupted, because initially they were accused, the government was accused of interfering with them, throwing tear gas at them, etc. I think the last 3, 4, 5 rallies, or even more, have not been touched by the government, interfered with in any way, which is a beautiful thing. So it only needs to maintain consistency. I also love the boldness that is coming out from the state and also the county government, that let us practice politics of free will, and let us not cajole people into particular quotas of saying this is a particular zone. It is not. It's not open for. We are not in that. We are not in that area or that era. I think it's a beautiful thing. So it will protect by providing security, of course. Wananchi are prime. Yeah.
The question also I wanted to ask about Homa Bay, about the government and Linda Mwananchi, is that it looks like at the beginning the government was a bit, afraid, or shall we say, spooked by the masses, converging around Sifuna and so forth and so on. Politically, why do you think they have decided that they want to leave them alone to do their thing? What is the real politic around that?
Yeah, from a strategic point of view, and that's a very good question. From a strategic point of view, I believe that there's a balance out kind of calculation which the regime is looking at. They need to balance the opposition, and bring up another crop. We always say chinja bata kuku fanya nini?
Aone
wivu. I don't know how to put that in English.
I imagine the audience will understand.
Exactly. if you introduce a competitor, then there's going to be issues. So I believe the regime is strategically also giving prominence to this other wing of opposition, so that we have strong 2 sides or 3 sides of opposition. Because if you just suppress one or suppress all of them, then you end up being anarchist. But if you leave both of them to thrive, then you are most likely having 2 bulls in the same kraal, and you know what that means. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That is what is happening. Mr. Joachim, what do you think about this whole thing of Homa Bay? People were complaining that I never asked you, by the way, yesterday about what you thought. Yeah, they were in the comments saying that why are you not asking that Bukusu man about Homa Bay? What is what is your problem with him? Yeah.
With him and Homa Bay politics.
Yeah. What do you think about it? They went to Luhya land, basically Western Kenya, and they did it was extremely peaceful. They were not throwing stones. It was celebratory, to say the least. Why do you think that suddenly the issue of Wanga is coming out? By the way, do you know Wanga properly?
The first time I learned of the name Gladys Wanga.
Okay.
Was in 2017, on the day Baba was coming back from Boston.
Okay.
And we had people had been. We were going to receive Baba at JKIA, but we were stopped and we couldn't be allowed to receive Baba. But Gladys Wanga was was charging towards the airport and saying, shoot me if you can, but I have to go receive Baba.
Okay.
That's the first time I learned of the lady called Gladys Fund. And because we were compatriots, we were fighting in the same trenches.
Okay.
I developed...
You on one side?
Yeah. At that time, it was actually a miracle that we worked with Baba from JKIA up to CBD. And that is the day
This is the day that 67 people were killed?
Yeah, a friend of mine was shot along Lanthis Road.
Really? Right
in the chest. And the rest of us did not run. And we asked the police, how many can you kill? And the spirit on that day, I have never seen things like that. Not even the day Baba was sworn in at Uhuru Park.
Really?
Yes.
This is when he came back from Baba
when you were away.
Baba when you were away.
Yes. You see, after the 2017 elections, he decided to go and take some time off.
This is when we were told that he was back to some university or sorts. I think he was giving speeches.
Yeah, he was at the JF Kennedy School of Government. Talking about intra-African trade and the issues that have been a hindrance to African development.
Yeah.
So he was talking about infrastructure as one of the issues that are an impediment to Africa's development.
Okay.
He also talked about corruption and dictators in African countries. He made an example of J. Rawlings of Ghana. He made an example of Idi Amin and Moi. So he was traversing American universities, giving lecture on how to better the African development. And that's where he talked about the paradox of African poverty, despite it being the continent with the most number of resources. So he was talking about, in his typical manner of explanation.
So this is where you met Wanga for the first time?
Yeah, this is the time I met Wanga for the first time. And because we were in the same trenches, although a very little known young man, I think I was barely 20 years.
Yeah.
So we had strength on how to valiantly defend Baba.
Okay.
It's what made me love Wanga.
Okay.
But things have changed right now, now that we are on opposing sides.
Yes.
I feel like we are now, you see, when you see one of the deacons in your church, or the church elders who has been spreading gospel about purity of the human body, that you have to keep yourself for marriage before you engage in sex. And this particular elder in the church has been very strong about it. But later on you realize that she's now living a life that is different, opposite to what she's been preaching. Then as a member of the church, you are like, okay, am I even supposed to trust what you used to teach me before you began behaving this way? So I do not think the place Wanga is consistent with the things she has always preached.
Yeah.
I remember her on Citizen TV in the run-up to the 2022 elections. And she was asking of the one thing that William Ruto stands for in this country.
Okay.
She was asking, what does William Ruto stand for? What is that one thing that he has done and the country can actually enjoy based on his sacrifice as an individual politician? And none of the people on the panel at Citizen TV could point a finger to one of it. But today she's also very passionately saying that William Ruto is the best thing that have ever happened in this country after sliced bread. So I think that's not consistent. So as far as politics of Homa Bay is concerned, you see, politics of Western Kenya and Luo Nyanza they are twins who are fraternal. Twins born of the same mother but behave very differently.
Okay.
Western Kenya politics is more of gentleman politics. Vita haikuangi mingi, apart from the bad manners of Wetangula and Amipini. na huko Matungu. Huko Matungu pia unaweza pigwa panga. But largely we are the gentlemen of Kenyan politics. But when you go to Nyanza, it's now abrasive politics. You have to actually elbow your way in. And they are in unfamiliar territories. The people of Homa Bay are not used to defense. They are used to attack. And today they find themselves in an environment where they have to defend the government of the day. And the prominent people in that area who are now beneficiaries of the breadcrumbs that are falling from the table of impunity are stopping every other person from coming to speak a contrary language. You see, like when you see a terrorist, terrorists hate teachers. Do you know why? Because teachers enlighten your mind, and you will start questioning the cultic way of how terrorists behave. So that is basically what is happening in Homa Bay, trying to control the area. And again, when you claim to have sealed off some geographical area in support of the president, but then again there is insurgents from other areas, then the president will be like, have you actually sealed off that area for me? So that's
that's what I was asking Odhiambo yesterday, you know. And so knowing the Wanga that insisted of getting into the airport and the accusations that are leveled against her, you are not surprised. You actually believe that she's the one who is making all the moves to make sure that Linda Mwananchi do not actually end up there with a substantial crowd that will spook the president and say, look, come on, what are you guys telling me?
Yeah, maybe the weekly stipend can be cut off.
There is a weekly stipend?
Obviously.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the apologists will be better placed to tell us.
Yeah, Mr. And there is something that you've said that is very interesting that I would like Mr. Ambassador to chime in.
Yes.
So that the breadcrumbs that fall from the table of impunity. Beautiful statement. At first hearing, what do you think?
It sounded very derogatory. The statement sounded very derogatory.
Okay.
And I wouldn't really want to belabor it because...
You don't want to belabor it?
Because it doesn't make any logical sense in all this conversation. I think...
I mean, Kachola.
Oh, yes.
Breadcrumbs.
No.
Well, it's nothing, it's fire.
Those are neither here nor there statements.
Yeah.
So we don't really...
Kabunde Airport, not breadcrumbs?
Let me ask you.
Okay.
They were called shiny things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
So those shiny things are some of the things that this country needs. And everyone uses those shiny things.
Yeah.
They actually elevate the economic status of every county, every place that they are in. The expansion of those shiny things, including the roads, the airport, the airstrips.
But do you think he means the money that is given per week among the projects that President Ruto has done?
I think that's a good narrative, at least to help the opposition, to help fuel the opposition.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least it's something good for the opposition, yes. But if you go deep into realities of life, I don't think that is something that is neither here nor there. It doesn't make any sense. Who has the money to keep dishing out to politicians every weekend? And what does it say even about those politicians that are accused of getting money from somewhere every weekend? It's more or less much of disrespect to some of those politicians.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't really want to go deep into it, because it doesn't make any logical sense in this conversation that we are focusing on Ruto AT for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Joachim, you can't talk about breadcrumbs. Odhiambo, how does that make you feel as a big Wanga supporter and the president supporter?
Feel about what?
About the breadcrumbs that you guys are getting down there at Potato Republic.
Oh, no, there are no breadcrumbs we're getting.
Huh?
We're not getting any breadcrumb.
You're getting what belongs to you.
It's a right. Development is a right of every human being in Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a branding question of people who have no knowledge on brand identity, brand position, and basically the brand promise.
Jagero, when I talked about breadcrumbs,
okay,
I was referring to a particular thing.
Okay. You mind expounding on it?
Yeah, I can chime in a little bit.
Okay.
breadcrumbs are things that are appeasing in the moment, but not helpful in the near future.
Okay.
I believe that the shiny things my brother talks about, that is allegedly now in the area where we are talking about, these are things that are in the hands of a handful of people that have access to the high echelons of power. Because when we talk about development and transformation, then we must be talking about an ordinary Kenyan. The fact that there is concerted efforts to stop people from Homa Bay from attending opposition gatherings, it tells you that there is that urge to attend opposition gatherings. And why should you attend to opposition gatherings? To see if the message they are selling is directed to the problems you are facing today. And therefore the breadcrumbs are the small monies you dish around to the people.
Okay.
Awanga is heard speaking loudly that if it's about money, if it's about money, then just come to me, I will give you money instead of going to Linda Mwananchi gatherings. So those are the breadcrumbs that I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're not talking about Kabunde Airport.
So if there is an airport and a road, it is good to have a road. And there is nobody in their right senses who can trivialize the meaning and the importance of a road and an airport. But the breadcrumbs are the things meant to make you look important. Like the lunch you buy for a lady you are not really in love with.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is clear enough. Thank you very much. Don't you think that's now better? I think you are very offended, but now that's now better, right?
There's nothing better at all, Jagero. I think the governor herself made it very clear and made it official that. And nobody has done anything to stop anybody from doing anything in Homa Bay County.
Okay.
No, I think that notion is being championed by Linda Mwananchi, at least to make the leadership of other people from Homa Bay look bad, which is not the truth. The truth is, as it is now, everyone is campaigning. Though it is not official campaign time, they're having those development tours, they're having one. So if Wanga is making inroads here and they are having to talk to our people at the county, does it really stop someone from going to the county?
Have
No,
you
it
seen
doesn't.
that video where Peter Kaluma is banning the word one term in Homa Bay? Have you seen that video?
What does really one term means?
Have you seen that video where the MCA is saying that if you are found here speaking the language of one term, then you will face it very rough? Statements that is very similar to what Kagushia made the other day.
If you go to language, if you go to the intrigues of language, one simply means we.
So let me ask. When Kagushia,
let me just explain.
No.
Let me just explain.
Yes.
One in Luo language simply means.
Don't take me for a fool. I know what I'm saying.
You can ask Odhiambo.
Yes, I know. And you think I don't know?
I'm just explaining to you.
No, you need to know that I am.
Semantics can really vary.
You need to know that I am a very good person when it comes to linguistics.
But to crown it all.
No, I'm saying there are statements that have been made by leaders from Homa Bay.
There is no statement that has been made.
No. So when I tell you about Homa Bay,
that is creation. That is creation, purely creation. Kaluma did not make such a statement. Not any that I know of. At least Wanga did not make such a statement. Not any that I know of. I think let us spare some of our leaders' rhetorics and focus on.
So whose creation is that?
I think it's just your creation here.
So so there is not that video. So what happens when I produce that video here?
Please do. I
very
nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. There is a. What is going on?
Phonetics.
Phonetics. Yeah, it's he's saying that one term means one.
One term meat.
We are sweet. This is.
You don't bring linguistic challenges.
Yeah, well, you know, this is a gentleman that speaks Luo, so when you come around like
that's
that.
the only disadvantage with Joachim. He knows almost 6 languages, so
yes.
you cannot even gossip him.
You can't. There is something going on with the Ndia MP, Mr. George Kariuki, in Mount Kenya, that seems to be saying that there is a third movement. All right, in Kirinyaga County, where Ndia MP George Kariuki comes from, an ally of President Ruto has kicked off what he calls consultative forums at his home in Gasharu. Okay, he says he will invite residents from the region and other parts of the country for the next 90 days to chart the way forward for Mount Kenya region, after which he will make the Gasharu Declaration. Okay? His speech, this is his speech when he addressed women leaders from Othaya constituency on Monday, gave pointers as to what his next move could be, with the political pundit saying the MP is being groomed as a preferred point man in Mount Kenya West region and probably a possible Dr. Ruto's running mate in 2027. By next year, I will have served the people of Ndia for 10 years. I am not fit for a bigger role. Am I not fit for a bigger role? Can I play part in national politics? Mr. Kariuki said. You should not elect leaders based on political parties. Assess their experience, possibility, and its commitment to the people of this region and Kenyans. Don't be deceived by political announcement that will make you elect bad leaders. So
he's bringing what?
He's bringing new breath.
New breath
into the leadership of Mount Kenya West. That is the Kikuyu nation.
So this guy voted how in the past finance bill?
This guy?
Yes. If we can follow up and see how he voted, then we can know if he's fresh breath or bure kabisa.
Yeah, you don't want him to say what he's saying?
No. I know I'm not Peter Kaluma.
Yeah.
Yes, so I can't say I'm stopping people from saying particular things.
Yeah.
The way he has said that when you go to Homa Bay and say one term is a provocation to violence.
Okay.
So he's free to say everything, but I'm asking the merit.
He might have voted for the bill or not, but there is an issue in Mount Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Joachim, what is going on in Mount Kenya? A lot of moving limbs in Mount Kenya. We see, Mr. Wanjigi going there, visiting the king of the mountain, in the middle of the night. We are seeing now Kariuki coming out and saying that he's going to make a Gashama declaration. Gasharu declaration.
Okay, Gasharu
declaration.
He's a UDA member of parliament?
Yeah. Most of them were.
So he has not defected?
He has not defected.
But he wants to make a Gasharu declaration.
Gasharu declaration. Mr. Ndili Nyoro is pulling away with the other cake. We have seen the cake icing falling on the road. So things are happening. How excited are you?
I do not think there is any region in Kenya where things are not actually happening. This is where all the cooking is done.
Okay. The
realignments will come. This is where politicians are looking which side of the aisle do I stand a chance to survive.
Okay.
And so every person, every region, every group of people is actually looking out for themselves.
Yeah.
And so it is not a unique thing about Mount Kenya people. And therefore, Mount Kenya takes, when Mount Kenya does things, they capture our attention because this is a community that has a peculiarity that no other community has.
Okay, which is?
They are on top of both politics and the economy. And that is a community, that is something that puts them on the corner just themselves. So it is in their best interest to talk about the things they want to be and the things they do not want to be. But and again, I'm not their spokesperson. This is just pure speculation.
Yeah.
So things are going to happen, and I told you in confidence.
Yeah.
That this is the time for confusion. You better be confused now as a party, as a political movement, because it will be untenable for any political formation to be confused in May next year.
Okay.
That will be...
It appears to me that Ruto, for the first time in the history of this country, is trying to make serious inroads into Mount Kenya. He started in 2022.
Okay.
And make serious inroads and actually persuaded the mountain to come on his side.
Yes.
But then after Gachagua has been booted out,
Yes.
The mountain shrunk, and decided that we are going to shy away from this man. But it looks like he's still trying to force his way in
So let me ask
through
you.
proxies and so on and so forth.
Let me ask
What do you think about that? Yes.
Between Gachagua and the people of the mountain, who joined the other?
I think Gachagua joined them.
So the people of the mountain started raising voices before Gachagua. So is it truthful to say that the mountain took a back step after Gachagua's impeachment?
That is not true. But also, I have a feeling that what has also happened is that even though they shied away from the government, even when Gachagua was still in government, but it looks like when Gachagua was thrown out of government,
They found another reason.
He has recaptured them, because we could say that they could have gone to anybody. Why have they gone to Gachagua? If Gachagua is somebody that if it is true that they did not like Gachagua's government when he was deputy president, so why are they with him now?
When I want to look at it this way. Gachagua comes out as a disgruntled person.
Okay.
And he trains his guns on the person that the whole community thinks he is not a good person.
Okay.
So in Gachagua, they find a weapon against their enemy.
Okay.
And
so they do not necessarily love the man.
That's not for me to say, but in Gachagua, they have a very good weapon against their enemy.
Okay.
Yes.
But you don't know if they love Gachagua or not.
That I do not know. Yes.
Odhiambo, politically, what is going on? It looks like Mount Kenya is having serious trouble being a loaf of bread. It looks like there is somebody slicing it, and somebody saying, okay, put it together. Somebody slicing it, put it together, but somebody slicing it. Who is slicing Mount Kenya?
Mount Kenya is suffering identity questions.
Okay.
Mount Kenya has been a 45 or so, or something-year-old gentleman or lady who has been working together with all parts together. Okay. But now incontinence has kicked in, and old age diseases are kicking in.
Okay.
And the identity then becomes a question, because you realize that it was not fully a homogeneous body.
Yeah.
You realize that kumbe the hands do not really speak a particular language, or the hands were feeling left out, that it is only the chest that was growing, and the hands were not growing. So the hands are protesting against the chest.
Yeah.
Saying, yeah, we are together, but no, your chest has grown bigger, but me, my hand is not growing any far. But on quite a serious note, Mount Kenya must be sliced as a political strategy, not because there's anything wrong with them, but because it is important for them to be sliced at this moment by giving the identity, because I've said before that President Ruto needs at least 13% of Mount Kenya votes.
He needs 13% of Mount Kenya votes?
Yes, at least, for him to jump above the bar. He has to get 13%. If he doesn't get 13% in Mount Kenya, then he'll be facing quite a trouble in his re-election bid. And this 13%, he does not need the whole of Mount Kenya. He knows he's lost it, but he doesn't need the whole of it. He needs to get at least this other side of the Mount Kenya East, Merus, Embus, to work with him. And whatever is happening is just political strategy at work, and there's nothing wrong with it.
When I look at people like Ruto, I wonder how life would be like if we had no fools.
Yeah, but how is Ruto a fool though? He's just speaking his mind. He's saying that
it's not his mind.
Whose mind is it?
When did he get that mind?
Who is Ruto?
Ruto is a CS for public service.
No, and before that?
He was a member of parliament.
And that is somebody that doesn't have a mind? Somebody that can take a control of a constituency? Are you kidding me?
The foolishness I talk about is I believe Ruto will have big ambitions more than being just a CS. At some point, he will need positions that he needs the whole mountain behind him. So when you slice the mountain,
okay,
let's say you've succeeded, and Ruki is left with 1 million votes,
Okay.
if he can consolidate them,
Mm.
then the other part has 3 million.
Mm.
So is the mountain important to him as a united front or a split faction? I believe he needs it more together
Yeah.
than when it's split.
Yeah.
So if he's actually pushing the narrative to split the mountain, that qualifies him to be referred to as a fool.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that he may not be looking to be president, and he's just decided that, okay, why do I have a feeling that if, for example, a lot of people that are in Mount Kenya East that are speaking for Ruto are being classified as fools? It's a bit strange.
No. Have you ever heard me refer to Kindiki as a fool?
No, but how is Ruku foolish?
I have just qualified the statement I made and referred to him as foolish. And I told you something here, and you seem to have forgotten,
Okay.
so willfully,
Okay.
that the direction the mountain takes, the mountain takes the direction of the east. It's not the other way around.
The mountain takes the direction of the west.
No, the east.
Kwa kina Kindiki.
Yes.
Okay.
In this case, let me say, when Meru County decides they don't love Ruto,
Okay.
the whole mountain will make that decision. So at the end of the day, despite the indicators that there is some kind of split, you'll be shocked. Because these people have been together for decades. They have faced an existential threat together, and I don't think there is anything that is so powerful enough to split them. And
but Kindiki is not interested in the oneness of the mountain, I think.
Who told you?
Ruku is not.
And Ruku is
Muturi is making noise.
I can tell you 100%. Go and check Kindiki's statements in the past few weeks.
What has he said?
They are neither here nor there, and that's a dangerous statement from a person who is a sitting deputy president. That he's making aloof statements.
He's making aloof statements?
Yes.
The deputy president?
Yes.
Kachola wants to say something.
You believe what he's saying?
No.
You live in this country.
Yeah,
you've seen.
I don't know who he's speaking for today. It's a bit strange to hear him talk about Mount Kenya. I think Mr. Joachim is in a very tight spot talking about Mount Kenya. He doesn't even believe what he's saying.
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, you don't seem to believe it. Look at yourself in the mirror. You don't.
I don't make statements I have no belief in.
No.
I just stop making those statements.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
Jagero,
I can tell you 100%.
You can tell me 100%.
100%. And Jagero, the predicament of Kenyan politics,
Okay,
and more so for us who come from Western Kenya, Nyanza, and like Coast.
Okay.
We have always wanted to live in this country in a way that the mountain does not exist. That we can still live as if they don't exist, and push some things through. But this thing has proved to be futile for a very long time, and it's important for us to recognize that we have these people here, and when it comes to politics, and the economics of the country,
okay,
we have to figure out how we live with them. Because
why don't it be the other way around? They figure out how to live with the rest. Is that a possibility?
Jagero, let me give you a very realistic personal example.
Okay.
When in a family you are the one with the money.
Okay.
In your own family, you are educating your brother's children.
Okay.
You are helping here and there.
Okay.
Who is more likely to turn down and work with the other?
The poor one. So you are saying that the rest of Kenya is poor, Mount Kenya is the richest kid in town.
Is that a lie?
How is it true?
No, is that a lie?
Okay, so let's go to the specifics.
Yes.
What exactly are you saying?
I am saying.
You are saying that they own the banks.
Is that a lie?
But those are individuals.
So when we have majority of individuals from a particular area in one area, can we classify that whole community as a producer?
We could. My problem would be, okay, you have the money, and you know I'm living in Nyakach. I mean, why should I be working together with you?
Jagero.
Yeah.
When you walk around this country, and you walk into a business installation,
right?
Let's say a mall.
Yeah.
Who is more likely to own that mall?
That is a Kikuyu. But the question I'm asking you is, so the Kikuyu feel like they own the country.
Is that what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying.
No.
Because the child who has the money in the home is the one ordering people around.
That happens all over the world.
Yes.
Yes.
So then it appears to me that because the Kikuyus have the money, the Kikuyus have the resources, they are looking down at every Kenyan saying, look, you better work with us.
So let me
because that's exactly what you have said.
Let me respond to that this way.
Okay.
Now, wear the shoes of a disadvantaged family member.
Okay.
Who has borne the brunt of being looked down upon by the well-off doing brother.
Okay.
So and you are tired of how you've been treated. So what do? You come up with ways of making yourself better.
Okay.
So that you no longer depend on your brother who is doing well. So from where I sit, is that what is happening?
Yeah, but the question I'm asking you is, Asudwar Jagero, why should I say that Kikuyus are more superior than me in economics? So how do I do it? So, I mean, what do they want?
Jagero.
No, that's a question I'm asking you because now they're saying that they have the money. They have all the posho mills. They have all the potato farmers. So what do they want? Because if I am renting from a Kikuyu, I am paying them the money.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
If I'm going to the supermarket, I am paying them the money. They're not giving me anything for free.
Yes.
All right. So what is the respect you want? I have the money of the supermarket.
Yes.
I have the money you have the house. So why should I respect you?
When you have products in the market, you need to be able to control the market.
Yeah.
So that the people who are buying from you have the need to come and buy from you.
Yeah.
Jagiro. Do you get it?
And this is my problem, that my brother who has the money is coming and saying that the tent has to be there.
Yes.
No.
And you have to
No.
Because the function is yours.
Yes.
You have guests.
No. It is not his function. When we are having a funeral, everybody has contributed.
Yes.
Right?
No, we umekata kuni.
No, okay, go ahead.
You know, Joachim has taken you into some trajectory that I think he enjoys most.
Yes.
But I want to pull you out of that trajectory by saying, whatever Joachim is saying is a bad narrative, a narrative that doesn't deserve in this country. Every Kenyan pay taxes, whether you're a millionaire or you're not a millionaire. At least every Kenyan contributes to the well-being and to the growth of the economy of this country. So the narrative that there are people who contribute much more than the other shouldn't suffice as far as the building of a nation is concerned. The building of a nation should concern us to the extent that are we all contributing towards the building of this nation. I think that is the most pragmatic way to look at it. We shouldn't look at it that there are people. It's like giving someone entitlement.
Yeah, and it is the
most dangerous thing.
It is the entitlement that Joachim agrees with. That yes, they are entitled. And when you now go to the conversation, they're saying, no, we are not entitled. But Joachim is saying, yes, they're entitled, that they have the markets, they have the banks, they have all these things. But we have never questioned history as to how they became to be the ones who are having those banks. Where did they get those banks from?
So
the land that they are saying that they have at what is it called, Northlands, where did they get that land? So that is the question. When somebody comes and tells you that, look, I have all these things, and you can't ask them, okay, how did you arrive at it?
And that is the trajectory I want to pull you away from.
Yeah.
You did mention something about Ndia constituency and the current member of parliament. George.
Yeah.
And what he's doing. You look at the matrix of of Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
Rigathi Gachagua is very abrasive kind of leader. He is that leader who is all out. He will say what he wants, how he wants it, and he wants his way. It's either his way or the highway.
Yeah.
Here comes a gentleman from Ndia, and you know Ndia has a history of producing these not so abrasive leaders, but have depth. You look at the likes of Njeru Githai. They were leaders who were very silent in nature, but they have a lot of depth in them. So, as Odhiambo said, it's a political strategy. I can agree, because the mountain, especially Mount Kenya West, are beginning to see themselves being alienated from the rest of Kenya. So the like-minded Mount West characters are beginning to call themselves to order and asking themselves, should President William Ruto get his seat back? Are we going to stay out in the cold completely? And that is what they want to run away from. In the coming days, I will not be surprised if you begin to see more and more leaders, past and present, beginning to coalesce around George's idea, MP George's idea, so that they can begin to become an alternative voice away from the abrasive nature of Honorable Rigathi Gachagua. I think that is where we are headed to politically with Mount Kenya West.
Yeah. Odhiambo.
But avoid where he was taking you.
No. I think I like that. I like that place where he was taking me. I liked it a lot.
I'm in Joachim's answer.
You are?
In Joachim's answer.
Yeah.
The question that you were asking him, where are these people getting all this money?
Yeah.
What is the history of it? Is it because they're just good business people? Is it because they're just good people in their DNA? Your manner, they're economically better than the rest of the country.
Yeah.
So is that a question?
Yes,
yes.
How is that even a question?
It is. It's a question. But it's a question that I asked you. That how did you arrive here? That they're the ones who are economically better than everybody. How did you arrive here? How does history answer that question?
I don't know how to answer that, but let me give you a good example.
Yeah.
Today, when you give, let's say today, Jagero has 80 billion.
Okay.
And this 80 billion, he's giving out loan.
Okay.
To start a business.
All right.
On that line, ya watu wanakujia loan.
Okay.
Majority of the people will be who? Because it has happened once.
Let me hear your answer.
Because it has happened once.
Yeah.
And the government had to intervene and reduce some people, saying, no, this is bad. It will look like we are feeding one region. You understand that?
Yes.
The reason why I said that we have to realize and change how we have been existing in this country, these questions of getting, where did they get the money from? We've asked since time immemorial, because I have also been asking.
Okay.
And I've realized that the answer will never be forthcoming.
Okay.
So instead of sitting around and continuing to ask these questions, then how do I put myself in a situation that I'm not the one asking a question? This is the reason why I've always talked about.
No.
Yeah?
You are deflecting.
How am I deflecting?
You are deflecting. You are the one you are the originator of that question. You are the one who said that the ones that have the money, you said that they have the ones that have everything.
Yes.
And she's asking you, how did they become to be the one having everything? That's the question she's asking you, because it's coming from you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's coming from you.
let us look from the texts of history.
Okay.
At the time of independence, who are the owners of shops in Nairobi?
I don't know.
They were Asians.
Yes.
How did it transfer to other people? It was around Kenyatta's clique.
Yeah.
Kenyatta's clique came from where?
Okay, yes.
So when you look at history from that trajectory, you know where the wealth came from.
All right.
Which is not a just history.
It's not a just history.
Yeah, it's not just. Because people have huge trunks of land and people are squatters. Majority of squatters in this country come from where? when you meet a person who doesn't have land, most probably, anatoka wapi? He comes from Mount Kenya. Ama? Do you have a Luya who is a squatter?
Yeah, in Kitale there are so many squatters.
Luyas?
Yeah. Both Luyas and Kalenjins, I come from there. There's always talk about squatters.
In Kitale?
The settlement schemes, they exist.
The settlement schemes. Then we need to study the history. How did it happen? Because I come from Bungoma, and the majority of the Bukusus from Bungoma were called by Dr. Elijah Mwangale that come. There is land here that has no one. That's how Bukusus found themselves in Trans Nzoia. So I wonder how did they become squatters at the same time?
That's not how they found themselves in Trans Nzoia.
How did they do?
During the Bantu migration, Bukusus and Luyas were migrating through Mount Elgon, which you know is between Trans Nzoia and Bungoma. So some went to Bungoma, others walibaki hapo Trans Nzoia, and that is how.
But a paltry number
and that's how they found themselves.
No, a good number of people in Trans Nzoia have their ancestral homes in Bungoma, because at the time Elijah Mwangale was in government, I don't know whether he was a member of parliament, and Bukusus who remained in Bungoma and didn't go to Kitale, they regret up to this day, because they were saying we cannot live here and go.
So that's
but those who went got huge tracts of land, and they are the wealthier people in Trans Nzoia, and their counterparts who remained in Bungoma are poorer. So this land issue, I need to be educated more on how we have Luyas in Trans Nzoia who are squatters. Because if, according to your migration story is true, then how they settled in both Trans Nzoia and Bungoma, then how comes they find themselves in settlement schemes? So that's a history we need to be educated more, because the issue of land in Kenya is a big one. And we were talking about it yesterday when my brother talked about conservancy, that out of the Kenyan landmass, only 20% is titled. 80% of Kenyan land has no title deed.
Yeah.
And when we are looking for power, for example, when your leaders from a particular region, let's say Western Kenya, we are sending them to parliament, what is the common problem of the region that they have come from that they need to address? If that group of people we've sent to both parliament, county assembly, and everything, they are not addressing the problem of their people where they come from, then I do not think it's a reason for us to blame any other person who is thinking about solving their own problem.
Yeah, and this is the problem that I keep having, and you've been saying it a lot, that there is this understanding that somebody, a particular group of Kenyans, are the cleverer ones, that they are the sly ones, that they're the sleekest, and they sort of know how money is made and how business is run, and therefore when it comes to elections, then they have to tell us that, look, we lead, you follow, and that is the vibe that I'm getting from you.
Because it's true, historically proven.
No, it's not true. I don't think it is. When you keep saying that it is, when you put a line for people to get loans, that it is only Kikuyus that will be the first 100 people on the line. It's a complete lie, because then even the banks that are giving those loans are not from other tribes. So they can easily choose who to give those loans.
Why is it that there is no bank from any other place?
The first bank was by Luos. If you didn't know.
Where did it go?
It was struck down by Kenyatta.
So, but how comes that up to today we don't have another one?
I can tell you the gentleman that died the other day, what was his name? Dalmas Otieno had a bank that was struck down by Kenyatta.
By the Kenyatta.
Yes.
Then I think our problem is this one.
Yes.
Our problem, I agree with all those things.
Yes. So you don't become suddenly clever.
No. I have always been clever.
You don't suddenly become clever.
I have always been clever.
That these ones are the ones who know how to start a portion meal. Sisi, we can only come with our maize, whatever.
Jagero, why do you think the predicaments of Raphael Tuju are possible to him.
And not to a Kikuyu? Is that what you're saying?
When if it was a Kikuyu facing those problems.
But we have another one there's an Apollo hotel the other day for 3.5 billion. It is on the papers.
And I don't know.
The lady, on the lady is being, you know the lady.
The Glee Hotel.
Yes.
There is politics. When you look at
So that is politics.
No. Remember, I am giving you.
So that is now politics.
Jagero, I want you to listen for a minute.
Yes.
When you find yourself
that
you are the only person of your kind in an area, you can easily be targeted. There is a day we were having tea out here, and I asked you, who else from Nyanza, not Nyanza, Siaya, has land the size of Tuju's land in Karen? What did you tell me?
I told you that I don't know of any.
Why do you think I asked you that question?
Why did you ask me that question?
Because we need to move in herds.
I think that is neither here nor there.
No.
Because honestly, you won't know of any other Luo.
There is,
unless a Luo is in trouble and is in the papers, how do you know?
Jagero, look at all communities that are in control of any sector in any part of the world. When you look at Jews, Jews control what? They control tailoring. They control banking. There is nowhere where a Jew is working alone.
There is this guy, Utino Dongo. Do you know Utino Dongo? Who's got lots of land in Karen. You know that. But you don't know.
No, I am agreeing.
Yes.
I am agreeing.
There's engineer Nyamunga.
Yes.
I am agreeing with you. But let us not, you are more secure. When you are working together in herds.
But you see now
these people that you are mentioning.
Now you have taken off from the original.
What is the original?
I think we need a consensus over here. Now, the first question that I will ask, Joachim. Are we all building this nation? That is the question.
Yeah, we are.
We are. Yes. Then the next question is, who is supposed to benefit from development?
Everyone.
Everyone, right? So when you come about talking of these specific people, these peculiar people, being the people that help us around with our economy, finances, and are smart. Don't you think that is a case of structural violence? That is the predicament that we've always been facing. Because when Ambassador was speaking, he was saying that the nature of Kenyan politics dictates that whoever is in government benefits the most, right? And that is a very retrogressive kind of politics. It is the reason as to why we are not yet as developed. There are many areas that are still marginalized. Right? Now, if we proceed and continue with the notion that you're bringing about, don't you think then we are getting to question the consensus that we are having, that we are supposed to have a unified form of development?
Joachim knows all these things. He's just pulling our leg because his party leader is
Roger. There is nothing with my party leader here. This is not a conversation sanctioned anywhere. But look, for you to solve any problem, whichever problem you have, you must first of all be aware that problem exists, however painful it is. So the importance of this conversation is to lay bare the problems we have in our society.
Now that we know what is the way forward.
So the way forward, I have always said, because Kenya is a country of many nations, that we are not the same people. And every group comes as a group. That's why we talk about Nyanza. And in Nyanza, we have Luo Nyanza and Kisii, which is not really a very united front. Western Kenya, we have the Luya Nation. You come here, you find the Kalenjins. You come here, you find Mount Kenya, the Cushitic group, and the coast, and the lower eastern, who are Kambas. All these regions have their unique problems. When you go to Taita and you ask them, what is your problem? They will tell you land, that our land is not titled. And it's difficult for you to even access financing to do any project. You understand? So once you realize that this is the problem that we have, my problem has been this, that we have been decrying and being victims for far too long. And my issue is, when we are electing leaders from our respective regions, then they must be aware of the problems their people are facing. that when we elect people from Western Kenya, I expect the people of Western Kenya to be cognizant of the problems, particularly for the people of Western Kenya to be solved, so that when we meet at the national table, everyone is coming with the solutions of their own people. Because for a very long time we have been saying, these ones are the reason why we are this way.
Yeah.
But we have been also contributing either passively or actively in our problem.
I think that
you know the danger to what he's saying. Is that when you elect a leader from a particular area, what they bring on the table is only problems from that particular area. I think that could be one of the most dangerous ways to look at it. When you elect a leader to the National Assembly, they should be able to do national representation and a national job. So, for instance, if you realize there's a problem in Tarbaj and you're a leader from where? From Nyateke, you should be able to address that issue.
I agree with you.
To the full length.
I agree
without
with
just skewing your view to a particular region or to a particular area where you
I admire your ability to choose how to misunderstand a simple statement. I am saying this, that let me use myself as an example. Now, I am in the Senate representing the people of Nairobi, and there is a petition that has been brought by the senator of Tana River, particularly addressing the issue of Tana River. That petition shall not go through if all the senators in that house supports that petition and votes for its ascension. That is where there is nationhood. But identification of that problem is solely the responsibility of that leader from Tana River, so that he brings it to the national table and say, these are the issues we are facing, and therefore we need a conversation. The other day I saw a petition by Sifuna from Taita Taveta, presenting it in Senate, because as an individual leader, there is nothing he can do. There is need for consensus in the House. There is importance. That is why there is called representation of every group of people in that House.
I think, and I understand you, Joachim, and I think you are interrogating two issues.
Yes.
And I see also people in the comment keep saying that somebody is blaming Mount Kenya. It's a very tired argument, and it's annoying. You know, nobody's blaming the Kikuyu people. And there are two issues here that I'm talking about. Number one is the idea, and you're the one who has raised it, that these people are coming with economic might, these people are coming the numbers, and they are going to set the agenda. That's what you have said, that I completely disagree with. Then there is the second part that you're saying that I completely agree with. The part that each and every representative of this country has to take care of their country. And they are part of that country. And there is a question that the Western leaders have not done enough to uplift their people. That is a completely different issue, for which I completely agree with. But there is a narrative, and you are the one, and you have said it a lot, that we come with the money, we come with the cleverness of business, we come with the inferiority. Then we are the ones that are going to set the agenda of this country. And you have said pretty much a lot of times to me that the Mount Kenya people will always decide who becomes the president of this country. And that is why I was saying that should it perhaps be the reason why there is a lot of inroads and a lot of rebellion in Mount Kenya, and Mount Kenya is not sitting pretty, because now we have a Gachagua declaration coming up, and now we don't know what will and now we have Kindiki saying, look, the other day Kiragu was here and Mugendi was there, and Kiragu looked at Mugendi in the face and told Mugendi that the reason why Mount Kenya West has not been in the spotlight because you guys have never saddled. You have never been on the saddle, taking that bike. And he looked at him and told them that is true. And that is why from today we are going to be saddling alongside you. when you are looking for presidency, we are already in the presidency. That's what he said to him.
And I agree with part
you know,
of your
and when you talk about Ruku being a fool, and I ask you to explain why he's a fool, and the only thing that you come up with is simply because he doesn't like Ruto. That is perhaps why he's foolhardy.
No. Ruku has always been one. You can go check his.
Yeah, but what is foolish again about him?
So when I refer to you as a fool, then your capacity of reasoning.
Yeah, well, what is his capacity of reasoning?
Which you emit by speaking.
Yeah.
Specifically
about Ruku, what has he said? That is foolhardy.
Anybody who champions division is a fool.
Which division?
Division of any sort.
Yeah, but why are you insisting? Ruku is coming from the west of Mount Kenya, and he's saying that as the west, this is the direction we are going. Why are you insisting that they're not that they have to be together?
They have to be together.
Why?
Because I'm a victim of division. I know how it feels.
Who?
Me.
A victim of which division?
I come from Luhya.
Okay.
And we have always talked about an elusive Luhya unity. That's why, despite our numerical superiority, we count for nothing.
So when Wetangula and Mudavadi comes together, what does that give you?
That's not unity of the community. The community doesn't even trust them.
But the reason why you are against Ruku is because he's not wagging his tail behind Gachagua. That's the only reason.
No.
What is the reason?
The reason I have is anybody championing.
Because I can imagine that from Ruku's place to Murang'a is probably 100 kilometers. And they have got different problems. So if Ruto is taking care of their problem...
You have decided to understand the things I have said in your own way. And I want to guide you slowly. That I am a victim of disunity. I know.
In Luhya land?
Yes. I know when it comes to a point where a community does not speak in the same direction. Do you know Luos who are close to the same number of Bukusus have a bigger voice than us in the Kenyan politics? Do you know why? Because we are divided among all sorts of division. We are natokea huku amekuja na Eugene.
So you are divided on what?
We are divided.
Kwa sera ama on what?
We don't trust each other.
And why should you?
Kwa hiyo sera.
Why should you?
I know what division means.
Why should you trust Wetangula, for example?
Because he is not trustworthy.
That's the thing.
Yes.
And so that is why Musefuna does not like him.
You remember there is a time where Wetangula was the sole giver of direction.
Okay.
In Bungoma. Because he had been given a chance to lead Ford Kenya. And there is an attachment that a Bukusu person has on Ford Kenya. So Wetangula was our darling. Personally, he was.
Okay.
I remember in 2017, when they had come to campaign in my village, I looked at Wetangula wearing that shirt of Ford Kenya, and I said I would want to be like that.
Okay.
So later on, when I realized what it means to be like that, I said, no, I don't want to be like that.
No, the only reason.
Can we allow the young man? Yes.
I think the only reason Joachim keeps bringing up the issue of unity in Mount Kenya,
yes,
I can only attribute it to his party leader.
Okay.
Because he's also coming from Mount Kenya.
Okay.
And if the mountain stands united, then he stands a very big chance of being a beneficiary. When you go to his homeland, the Luhya land, talking of the division that they have, first let's agree, Joachim, you have not been a victim of disunity as much as you've been a victim of bad leadership. Let's start there. Okay? So the problem that you are facing in Luhya land is your leaders. Admit it to Songe.
Do you agree that this unit is a consequence of bad leadership?
No.
How can it be? If you keep on holding on to a person who has always treated you not right, who has not treated you right as a people, then how can you stand to say that the disunity is a consequence? I think as a people, you should have the grounds to stand and say that we think he is doing us well, he's not doing us well. So what should we do? Do away with him or let's proceed with the guy?
That's why we have Tawe movement.
Yeah, exactly. So then do you want to say something before we...
I don't understand this notion of we all have to be united as Luhyas. What is unity giving us really? I understand that the presidency works in a way that when you have unity, mnapata kitu. But really, Why can't we just be democratic? We live in a
We
democratic
have
country.
always been democratic.
Yes, we are democratic.
Has that been the problem?
So is
There
that
is
a problem?
no better
It's being-
democratic community than the Luya community.
I will argue the Kisi, but let's proceed.
No. Luyas, we are the best democratic people.
And it's a good thing.
You, Japheth Kaluyu,
It's a
as
good
a
thing for
presidential
democracy.
candidate, who never campaigned in Western, they don't even know him, but they saw his name on the ballot paper, and he got 40,000 votes. Japheth Kaluyu, Abdu Badida. There are areas where you don't get a vote if you've not been there. When we complain about these issues, and I gave you an example, all over the world, people that control the world are united in some kind. When a Jew leaves Israel and comes in Kenya, he knows the hotel he's coming to sleep in belongs to his fellow Jew. When they find that there is a business sector doing well in Kenya that is not owned by a Jew, they buy shares there. They make sure that their money circulates among themselves. That's how they win. For us, we do not have that.
But Luos have
For you
been
as who?
united
Wait.
for a very long
For
time.
you-
That's why they
Wameenda
speak.
They are ahead of us 100 times.
No, Luos are not ahead of you.
Wait. United as who? As Kenyans or as Luyas?
As Luyas, that's what he meant. And this is the problem that I'm having with this unity that you keep shouting about. We have every electioneering period we have always voted as one. Always. Lakini bado Wakikuyu ndio wako na pesa vile umesema.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Okay.
In his book, Things Fall Apart.
Okay.
Chinua Achebe in chapter 4.
Yuko na kitabu umepata wapi?
Of course.
Amebeba Biblia.
Chapter 4.
Okay.
Allow me to read it because it
no
is...
worries. You can read it.
Go ahead.
Looking at a king's mouth, said an old man,
Okay.
one would think he never sucked at his mother's breast. He was talking about Okonkwo, who had risen so suddenly from great poverty and misfortune to be one of the lords of the clan. The old man bore no ill will towards Okonkwo. Indeed, he respected him for his industry and success. But he was struck, as most people were, by Okonkwo's brusqueness in dealing with less successful men. Only a week ago, a man had contradicted him at a kindred meeting, which they held to discuss the next ancestral feast. Without looking at the man, Okonkwo had said, "This meeting is for men." The man who had contradicted him had no titles. That was why he had called him a woman. Okonkwo knew how to kill a man's spirit. Now this is the crux of why I'm reading this.
Yeah.
Everybody at the kindred meeting took sides with Osugo when Okonkwo called him a woman. The oldest man present said, and I quote, "Those whose palm kernels were cracked for them by a benevolent spirit,
Yes.
should not forget to be humble." End of quote.
Okay.
Why am I reading this excerpt? Muktadha wa Dondo.
Yes.
It's because we are talking about the establishment of economic superiority in Kenya. First of all, before we come to the trivial talks here about unity and disunity, Mount Kenya did not make it because of unity. Neither will they not make it because of disunity. There's something called structural adjustments, structural inequities that happen within government. The reason as to why people go for power, if you go by my favorite writer again, in an introduction to politics for African students, Nobuzo, he says that politics is the advancement of a group's or a sect's interest towards government. And that is why you find that Kikuyus, for example, understood that concept long ago, before everybody else. For example, you look at their culture.
Yes.
Because before you look at development, the first question you must ask is what's the mentality and culture around development? And development does not just occur in a vacuum. Development has indices that will tell us that this is how we can predict these people can grow or not. For example, when the whites came, those who decided to collaborate with the whites, the colonialists, had an advantage nationally. I can tell you, most people who are learned today, very learned, especially those who were born in the 60s or thereabout, you find that their fathers were collaborators of the white men.
Yeah.
Okay? If you look at Kikuyu land, most of the most successful Kikuyu people were home guards and children of home guards, and not the ordinaries. Why? There is some power in mimicry that the Kikuyus learned long ago. They mimicked what was happening there and learned the art of deal making early enough, okay? And they learned a culture of doing business without emotions. Unfortunately, there are some cultures, I don't want to mention which communities in particular, which bring a lot of emotions in business. Business does not need emotion. Business is business, okay? And I'm sorry. Business is business, and there's no emotion in business because your emotions are not going to deliver any result. What delivers results is the agreements that go. Now, look at the founding principles around development. One of them is communal approach towards particular things. Lifting a brother, picking a brother. Again, I will refer our audience to go and listen to the CBK podcasts. You will realize that 90% of the CBK governors were Kikuyus. To date, 90%. That informs you on something. Most of the financial institutions, which means the capital, because the biggest capital you need anyway is land, okay? Mau Mau was not formed to just chase away a white man. It was formed to reclaim land. Because the new land is capital, the biggest capital. Then once you have capital, what do you move to next? You move to advancing or provision of loans that will help these people do what? Up to date, Jagero, I don't know if you know. If you don't know, I want to tell you here today, because I've spoken about it before, that Kikuyus, Kalenjins, even in agriculture alone, are some of the people who are benefiting highest in terms of government structured loans or advancements. Last year, the Advanced Coffee Sherry Fund, which I've always talked about here, disbursed 10.9 billion shillings to coffee farmers. Out of this 10.9 billion shillings, 7 billion shillings remained in Mount Kenya. Advanced Coffee Sherry Fund. Unapewa pesa, you farm with it. Plow your land, buy your seeds, do it. Weed, whatever. Once it is up, Kikuyus again and Kalenjins have some of the best tea auctions and coffee auctions, attracting international market access. So these guys understand the market culture. Some cultures, I'm not talking about community, some cultures over-concentrated on the wrong things. Instead of concentrating on business, they focused on education, for example. I'm not saying education is the wrong thing, but does education have a compounding effect on the net value of a community? Yes, comparatively to people who do business and look at profit or income. You can't compare, because education, you're piped into salary. When you look at business, you're not piped into salary, you're piped into building capital. How many days are you going to take, or how many months are you going to take to become a billionaire, earning 1 million per month? It's shitty calculation. You may never get to billions. But what do you need to get to billion if you're doing business? You just need to expand a good cash flow inventory and go to the bank, and the bank gives you. Do we also have questions where some of these banks advance loans to people based on faulty papers? Yes. Faulty statements. Jagger, do you know in this country today, you can be cooked for a statement of your cash flow and you gain money from a bank in terms of loans? Have this happened before? Yes. Now look at those lending institutions. Who amongst them, even the private capital owners, who among them are leading in terms of ownership? Do we have, for example, Western Kenya, somebody owning a bank? We do not to this moment. Even those with private capital, like Mudavadi, like Koparanya, instead of even taking this capital and investing in things like insurance, where they can now proceed to even invest in banks, they're instead investing their monies offshores. So there's capital flight basically. Money does not live there. Now, if you come to the Jew concept that my brother here was talking about in terms of economics, Jew concept is not even about coming to buy physical from a Jew. It's about money retention once it gets into the community.
Yes.
The Jews bounce money 12 times before it leaves the community. 12 times. It implies the media, the banks, agriculture, you name it, transport is owned by. So when money gets in, Jagero is in media, Kachola is a diplomat, this guy is in hotel, I'm in communication as you.
Every area of expenditure.
So money comes in, and we sit as a group and conspire. So look at that concept in Kikuyu versus other cultures. Luyas and Luos are some of the most jealous people of each other. They can never sit down to speak on anything important, to grow themselves. That's the reality of things. In fact, where a Luo is, he will not want another Luo to come. Especially within government ranks. Especially within capital access. Luos and Luyas would rather have themselves being the Lords being praised. But Kikuyus, I will tell you about the story of River Road again. And I need one day we talk about the story of River Road. How those guys from Muranga came and bought the whole of those buildings you see on River Road. Okay? Kikuyu sees an opportunity, brings another Kikuyu, and they develop. You and your brother, Mr. Ochieta, who the other day I texted me on LinkedIn, by the way. What did he do for you guys? Has now made you somebody in Nairobi.
Yeah.
If you came to a selfish uncle who you could go to and chases you and tells you you're only here for 2 days, go back to Nyakach. You'd be poor in Nyakach. Okay? So what am I trying to say in short? That there is a level of a mentality and cultural organization around capital that most of us don't have. And it is true that of these titles, because I've said it to you before privately, and I think also on the podcast, that if you look at the land regime across Kenya, the people who have access to titles in their generation as present are more of Kikuyus than Luos.
Why?
Because, one, they've understood that for you to get loans, you need to have security. How do you get security? You ensure that the transition on land, succession is done very quick. Today, in Luo Nyanza and Luya land, people are living in the 3rd, 4th generation on their ancestral land, but they've not done succession. You cannot use that land to go and take what? Security. That's why young men are here in Korogosho, in Kibera, in Dagoretti, Kawangware, wherever, suffering, but they have 2-3 acres of land at home because that land is useless as long as it does not have a title.
And that I agree.
Yes.
And that is one part of the conversation that I agreed with.
Yes.
And
you see,
so we had a problem.
And I told you that yes, Odhiambo has talked about exactly what you're talking about.
No. Even the area where you have vehemently disagreed with.
No.
He has made it very clear.
No, I did not disagree with that part of the conversation.
So
yes, Odhiambo has talked about the culture.
Yes.
Of making money, the bouncing of money.
Yes.
And
in different communities.
Yes, in different communities.
Yes.
I totally agree with that. The part where I disagree with is the political part. Okay?
Yes.
You have been clever.
Yes.
Right? You've done everything.
Yes.
But what I do not agree with is coming to us and telling us, having done all that,
yes,
having had all the title and have all the money, that you're coming and telling us that if we don't say this in politics, then it doesn't work. That is the part I disagree with.
Can I chime in?
I'm not understanding that point completely.
Jagero, can I tell you something?
Maybe you can help me understand it.
The diplomat might understand it better.
I think, Jagero, there is no wrong in a people deciding their course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The only, and there is no wrong absolutely in a people sitting down and saying, because we have the resources, because we have the most educated, we have to take leadership. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that.
Yeah.
The only
and do we have the right to call it out?
The only
no. Do we have the right to call it out?
Call it out. Why?
Okay.
It's a competition.
It's a competition.
Yes.
Politics is about competition.
Yes, but when people call that
you
out,
take advantage of
when people call that out, you say no. You hate
Jagero,
you hate us.
Jagero, as a Luo, what is your
Let me just
advantage?
Finish.
Your unfair advantage against others. Do you have it?
Let me just finish, Jagero. Politics is about who gets what, when, and how. So if that is the whole essence of power, everyone wants power, and every community has had an attempt on power in this country, at least to get it. If someone has due or undue advantage over the other to get it, so be it. The only problem is if you have undue advantage over others and then you want to load it on them by telling it to their face that we will do this whether you like it or not.
Yes.
I think that is now being derogatory.
That is what I was saying.
So, but
that is what I was saying. And that is what the gentleman keeps repeating.
I have a question to you, Jagero.
Yes.
There's a point where I'm getting lost. You're saying calling out what exactly?
You see, even in the comments when you read it, and even you have said it, that there is a particular part of this country, and you're referring to the Kikuyus, that believe that everything belongs to them.
No,
the
I haven't said that.
Of course you've said it.
No, I haven't said that. I haven't said that. I've never said that. I've never said that.
You said that.
What I've said, because I'm here, I can talk for myself. What I've said before is that there's a part of this country that has benefited from power improperly as compared to the other parts. I've never said that they feel like they own.
And this gentleman has said that they will decide on what they will, on that they are the owners of this.
Can I hammer that
he has
point?
talked about those things.
Can I hammer that point?
Yeah.
As an individual and as a Luo, what is your unfair advantage against others? Your possible competitors in this game for power.
Yeah.
Because every community has the desire to sit on that chair to lead this country. Even an Ogiek.
Of course, we know that's not true.
No. Odhiambo, you know, we are going around this point. And this is why I kept saying that if you think that you have the power and the cleverness and the slyness, then why are you crying foul that Mount Kenya is being divided?
So who is crying for?
You've just done it.
I was responding to assertions you people were making, referring to Mount Kenya East and the West. I have never done that. And I was just telling you that might never happen, based on my reasons.
I think
now, this is the issue. Before my brother chimes in.
Okay.
What the diplomat has said, and in this case, when we are looking for power, what enables an individual or a community to sit on that chair? What is their fuel? Is it money?
It is the ideology and
the
the organization.
It's their money. What is it? So as a community that feels disadvantaged, why don't we study the patterns?
So let me say this. Allow me. So that we move on. I mean, we need to move on to the main topic of the day. Look, first of all, once you taste power, or once you taste an experience, then you know what it is. You know, when somebody tells you that, for example, driving a G-Wagon, they don't know how it feels. Okay, so they may not know what a G-Wagon is. They may only admire it. Oh, G-Wagon, vroom, passing by, that's it. But once you get into a G-Wagon and drive it,
you are like, oh.
And you're like, oh, so this is how this thing feels. Kisumu, Nairobi, it's 3 hours. It's no longer 7 or 8 hours on the road using my Demio. Okay? So
you start hating a Demio.
You start hating a Demio like this is nothing. So then you will organize yourself to maintain that status of being in a what? In a G-Wagon.
Yes.
So I don't blame Kikuyus. I don't blame Kalenjins. I don't blame the Luos. I don't blame any tribe for trying to get to power. The reality is you must organize yourself around power once you know what it is. Now, I want to say this. Luos maybe for the first time today are testing what power looks like. Because there's a time where Raila gave some Luos ministries, Orengo being one of them, quite a joker in that Ministry of Lands. Otino Kajwang, the Ministry of Immigration, quite another joker in that ministry.
That's where we got a problem.
Yes, that's why we got a problem of immigration actually during under his tenure.
So Kajwang was singing.
So yeah, he was only singing Mapamba. Now, if you look at today, why do you think, for example, Kikuyus are 10 ministers in the government?
And they are quiet.
And they're quiet. There's something about it. Why do you think President Ruto is not moving them out of that space?
Yes.
There's something about that stabilization or something that he understands about it. And why do you think that the presidency of Kenya remains to be a duopoly between Kikuyus and Kalenjins? There's a great pattern that these guys have mastered economically. Wow. That maybe even in the quest towards 2027 may never change, in my view, and even beyond 2027. Unless something miraculous happens in this country.
Might this be the reason why? Might this be the reason why Ruto is saying something has to explode? Might this be the reason why he's barreling into Mount Kenya? That's the question I was asking you.
And what I'm telling you is that there's a front face of politics, and there's a back end of politics.
Okay.
Now, most of us are discussing the front face of politics.
I am training so much because I peep through the windows of back-end politics.
Yes, and you know what happens there.
No, I can't.
So I can say this. The front face of politics is very idealistic, but the back-end of politics is very dark. If actually Kenyans will be exposed to just a third of what the back-end of politics of this country is, they will stop this talk that we are having all the time, and they will start realigning themselves to the realities. And that's why you find that those people who are aged above 40, 50, 60 going forward, they are not very idealistic. Those people are very practical because they look at politics in the practical sense. Now, that said, the politics of this country moving forward in terms of economy, etc., those who own the production means or means of production, unfortunately, also dictate the intellectual capital of the country.
Yeah.
And when you dictate the intellectual capital, it implies that you control the policies.
And I believe something is happening.
Now,
and somebody is not happy.
Of course,
I believe
there's some shifts.
Yes,
the oligarchy is being shaken somewhere.
And that is what I keep saying might be happening.
And that's what I'm saying.
And I believe that Ruto knows this thing and is trying to destabilize everything. And people are making a lot of noise.
And that's why I could tell you this.
A lot of noise.
And that's why I could tell you this. That maybe you are looking at it from the front face of politics. And I'm telling you today again, I've told you before, that you could be shocked if you see Gachagua enter a deal with Ruto.
I will not be shocked.
Okay?
Because Gachagua looks like somebody who can work with Ruto.
Because it is not just about the interest of the people. The interest of the people is a very small percentage if you compare it against the interest of the leaders when they sit and talk. Okay? Now, when we go to you heard of something, it was rumored about 2013, 2017. Eti tunapea maskini power anafanyia nini? Did you hear that narrative?
Yeah.
Do you remember it? That's how dark it happens in the back room of politics.
I was seated on this chair.
Yeah.
And I told you.
Buana, you know.
Jagero is very easy to manage in this politics.
No.
A person of your personality.
I'm being very brutal to you. Cleverness. But look at Europe. Look at what is happening in Europe right now. Yes. So there is a lot of shift, by the way.
Yes.
And I think, and I want to tell you that in the next few years, people are going to be very clever than the people that have always maintained that they are clever ones.
I agree.
You remember, and we were with you.
Yes.
Were we not with you with Boniface Mwangi?
We were
what were we discussing about what was happening?
Yes.
In Europe.
Yes.
The gentleman that was fresh from you was with us. Did you hear what he was telling us?
He was coming from Serbia.
Yes. And there are things he told us. What did he tell us?
Mambo imechamuka.
Yes.
So Jagero.
So you guys can keep talking about this front end for as long as you think. But even Ruto himself knows that what happens in 2020
that with this personality. And let me be very brutal. You can easily be managed.
I can be managed, I am sure. But I also know that there is a shift that is changing.
I agree.
This idea that everybody keeps saying that we are in some kind of shackles for eternity.
No, Jagero. The shift is for whose
benefit?
If you ask for whose benefit?
It's very defeatist if you ask me.
Jagero.
A shift for whose benefit? Are you part of the people causing the shift? If you are not, forget about
but the problem that I keep having with you, that you always believe that there is somebody that is superior somewhere.
That is the reality of life.
No, but that is defeatist. No. Because I believe that you as Joaquim can also change.
I agree.
Because even where you are right now, where were you? You were a son of a Ken Carter.
Yes.
How did you find yourself at Kwacha House?
Because of the shift.
Because even today something crazy can happen.
Yes.
And things will change. So you can't just keep saying that there is somebody somewhere that is bigger than life that is going to like you.
I agree.
Like you believe that without Wanjigi sort of you cannot do anything in life.
Jagero, just a minute.
Just a minute.
Yeah, Ambassador, go ahead.
Because I have to.
I feel him.
Yes.
I agree with Jagero that times are changing and changing fast.
Yeah, right.
And the conversation we had ahead of 2022 election really upset so many people. It went deep into the dark corners of politics of this country and upstaged almost half of it. And people were shocked. Moving into the future, we already have a population that is woke. You listen to someone like Alionya, for example, yesterday.
Right.
And people are beginning to ask the most fundamental and critical question as far as their economic well-being is concerned. Something that maybe members of parliament haven't been talking about, leaders can't speak about. Now the young generation is beginning to ask them boldly without fear. When they say, well, we are the producers of maize. Why are we having all milling factories elsewhere, hundreds of kilometers?
That's a good question.
We are the producers of fish. Why are we having fish processing farms hundreds of kilometers away? those difficult questions are beginning to resonate with the masses. And moving into the future, the politics of the country might greatly change based on what kind of leaders are going to be elected.
Yes.
It might not happen overnight, but in the next
gradually.
15, 20 to 30 years, we are likely to see a shift in terms of leadership of this country.
Very nice.
Let's go to the meat of our conversation, which is Ruto at 4. And Odhiambo, I don't know whether you are starting. I don't know whether it is Joaquin that is starting.
Let me start to give a record.
So that we respond
they
to
can
his
critique.
record. You don't start by...
You don't respond to his record.
No. You don't just start stating things.
Okay.
Because my speaking today is based on what he says.
Thank you.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
I am here more to respond. To react.
Why are you becoming so defensive?
No, I'm not defensive.
Okay.
I'm laying facts.
No, I think that is good. It's very good.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good.
But
Alright.
set the bar too high.
There is no bar that is higher than me.
Why do you as government people don't agree on how bad how far the bar is supposed to be? Go ahead, Mr. Odhiambo.
All right, so we're having Ruto at 4 years.
Yes.
We are going to do
But
this.
this is where I write.
Yeah, we are going to do this in the most objective way.
Okay.
And in this sense,
objective in a way.
no, I'm going to be, and I promise you, I'm going to be objective.
Okay.
Because I do a lot of insights.
Okay.
And so I cannot put my farm at risk. This is what I eat.
Okay.
So when I'm going to share this, I'm not sharing because I hate particular offices in the government or particular people. But this is because we have to look at ourselves in the mirror. Then I want to urge Joachim and the two Gen Zs that even as they react to this, let us do this with objectivity so that we also inform the people.
You know, I can be when I decide to.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I'm urging for objectivity.
Yes.
Now, so Africa Insight Partners.
I think Vash has had that.
Vash is what?
Don't get salty.
She's jittery?
She's very salty.
She gets very salty.
You're salty? Is it?
She's very salty, yes.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right. Okay, so we want to look at Ruto at 4. And in my preparation, I did prepare to look at Ruto at 4 based on 11 points.
Okay.
That is based on his manifesto.
Of his manifesto.
And assessing the progress.
Yeah.
Has been. I have reference points which I have relied on. And one of them, of course, is the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, which is my favorite. We have the National Treasury. We have the Central Bank of Kenya, Controller of Budget. We have the EPRA, KNHCR, IPOA. We have Mzalendo Trust, IMF, Infotrack, and Kenyan Press in general. Okay? So these are very credible referral points. So if you're going to object, I also urge you to object from a citation. I know it's not an academic thing, but I urge you to object from a citation.
He's saying no.
Joachim is already disputing.
He's already disputing.
People have no money in their pockets.
That is the biggest citation. If you have it, you can cite it. My M-Pesa balance is 56 shilling.
Is it? All right.
Good, yeah. So it's a data-driven audit, yeah, of President William Ruto's first term. Of course, I hope that after this, he can check out himself. We're looking at 11 performance pillars, and we're looking at the key indicators that we've charted. We're looking at fiscal trajectories that are projected, and we're looking at the implications of the same for 2027 election model. I will not do that first. I will first concentrate on the former before we come to the latter. So, the first pillar, which I'm looking at, is macroeconomic stability. This is a promise that he made during his campaigns, that he needed to stabilize the economy. Inflation was at 9.6 by the time that he was taking power, 9.6%. Today, inflation has reduced by more than half to 4.4%. That has stabilized our shilling at 129 versus $1 US. We have record reserves of up to 15.1 billion US dollars, which means we can trade internationally for exports without requiring
reserves in how much?
15.1 billion US dollars.
I heard him say that.
That is there. Of course, we have 9 straight Central Bank of Kenya rate cuts. You must have been seeing Central Bank of Kenya reducing the interest rates. 9 straight meetings out of Central Bank of Kenya has given us this confirmation. We are, of course, at what I call a fragile state, okay? But I'll give it a stable end of the fragility. It is not fragile bad. It is fragile stable, okay?
What does that mean?
That means if you look at the spectrum of bad, there is bad that is stable and there is bad that is dangerous.
So it is bad, worse, and worst. So we are at bad.
No, I'm saying you're introducing a new measure point. I'm just saying that if we look at
we took on a metrics in being bad.
Yes, so I'm looking at the metrics of being fragile, and there's fragile where the glass can still stand, and there's fragile where the glass is definitely going to crack. Okay.
So we are fragile, but we have not cracked.
We've not cracked. Okay, and that is for microeconomic stability. He has delivered. The data speaks for itself. Okay. Then 2, we have agriculture and food security.
No. On bank reserves.
Yes, $15.1 billion.
The next point was
we have we have the 9 straight cuts of the interest rates.
The best lending rates.
No, the interest rates by the banks.
Isn't that the best lending rate?
It's not the best lending rate. The best lending rate is different. These are the interest rates that have been earmarked for the banks, where you can't go beyond. There have been 9 straight meetings, one after the other.
The maximum or the minimum?
The maximum.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, I was talking about the best.
Yeah. And you see, once we have good, you remember issues such as Anglo-leasing, etc., the big corruptions that were there before came from the issue of lack of strong dollar reserve, where we could do business easily with the outside world. But now we have very strong dollar reserve of up to 15.1 billion shillings that has been projected that can take us beyond 1 year, which is a very good headroom for us to trade within. And that means even if President Ruto exited power, we still have a very good headroom of having our export-import business going on very well. Now, if you look at agriculture and food security, we have fertilizers which reduced from 7,500 to 2,500. That is farm input.
Is it the same fertilizer we are talking about?
Yes, the same fertilizer. We're not talking about any other fertilizer. Yes,
the mythical Inturi fertilizer.
We're talking about the same fertilizer. The mythical Inturi fertilizer question was of course an unfortunate event, and of course I'm not going to.
Unfortunate event.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a silly debater.
Very regrettable.
Very regrettable. and I'm happy that administrative action was taken against him and his home. Peacefully cooling his heels. That is what happens if you touch the people's lives. His home.
So his home based on the fertilizer?
Of course, all of us know that.
Okay.
Yeah. So fertilizer reduced to 2,500, which means we saved each and every farmer about 4,000 shillings.
Fertilizer subsidy.
Fertilizer subsidy. Now, what were we doing about agriculture and food security? We simply subsidized production instead of subsidizing consumption. Okay. Maize, that out of that fertilizer price reduction and seed price reduction and farm inputs taxes being reduced. Today we've seen, for example, in the last data from the National Cereals and Produce Board, that we have moved from 38 million bags in the last harvest to 61.8 million bags today.
Is it the same data that Boss Cholet was saying on Citizen?
Of course, but Boss Cholet did not have.
But Odhiambo, why are you getting this maize productivity? Because my research is saying that is unverifiable. No PICA figure published anywhere.
What are you using? What system are you using to check?
Yeah, I'm using the one for the Nini because not there.
The KNBS. Just as according to KNBS.
Which is government,
of course.
but
you know something beautiful, Jagero.
Yeah.
If you can fault any other data point of a government, but one thing that you can always be certain with is the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. Do you know why? Because there, as much as the government, in fact, as any politician wants to be a bright, quote unquote, bright politician, just go to KNBS, ask them for their data. Then model your manifesto alongside KNBS data, because they already have the projections.
So,
what will be needed, what amenities will be needed in what community by what time. They already have it.
Do you have the data of maize consumption in Kenya?
I don't have maize consumption. I looked at the production. Okay. Now you can give a citation against the production.
Production is
61.8 million, which is sufficient for our consumption. We can check it. You have a tablet in front of you. You can place it in there and see. Let's see.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Yeah, check, please. You're allowed. Yeah. Then we also have the sugarcane question.
Yeah.
In the last harvest, we were having the last harvest before the immediate former harvest. We were having 485 tons of sugar being produced in this country. Now we have 845,000 tons. Yeah, from 485,000 tons to 845,000 tons. That is a very good improvement. And you are aware that this government has reduced, if not blocked, import of sugar to this country. There is a moratorium in terms of import to this date. And that's beautiful. It is improving local production and providing a market for local production, ensuring farmers and factories from import competition. That's a very beautiful step that this government has taken. Now, unga prices is down by 40% from the last time Ruto took power in 2022. That is a very big step. We have weather-assisted, of course, circumstances where food security, we cannot just say all of them is because of Ruto. We also have climate that has favored us, of course, right? And of course, we are also looking at the subsidy end of this production. It is not entirely because of a very stable economy. And I'm very fair on that.
Are you nitpicking what Ruto has done well against his entire manifesto?
Of course.
You are nitpicking.
I did my analysis properly, and I chose the points which I'm going to tell you. You can also tell me.
You chose the points.
Yes. Yes. You can also
your
tell me.
Your objectivity was to choose the best one.
But I'm still not finished. I have 11 points.
Okay,
I'm at number 2.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Relax.
Because according to what I have here, our consumption is 90 kilograms.
Don't jump.
No, have your data correct, because on data we will just go with the facts, not propaganda.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Continue. It is AI.
It's AI. You can check. AI also gives you sources. Just check out the citations. There's a place where they are.
They are deriving their data from somewhere.
From somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ensure that you give it a correct
Ambassador.
Why are you embarrassing yourself?
Okay, now infrastructure and the digital network. It promised.
This is which pillar?
This is the infrastructure and digital. Let me go back to the pillars. Just allow me. A second.
because I'm not sure which pillar you are according to his manifesto.
I want to give you
infrastructure and development.
Yes, I want to give you against the. Let's go there.
Talanta
at 4. Just wait. I'm not even talking about Talanta, etc. Those are very, very small things. In
digital superhighway and creative economy.
Yes, exactly. It is right there.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So has he scored? Let me come back to my data. You know when you
it's fine. No, I was just asking where you are.
So according to
so we are together. Yeah.
Step by step.
Step by step.
Up to this date, we are having 2,100 kilometers of tarmac roads having been constructed under President Ruto from 2022 to date.
2,100
kilometers.
Tarmac.
What I call blacktop roads.
So we are excluding the painted ones in Migori.
Painted?
Yes.
I think you're being trivial.
No?
No, I think you're serious being trivial, and that's what I don't like.
No. But
we're talking about serious things.
No.
Painted road. Can you paint a road?
No, it's language is dubious, but you also didn't go to school, so.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean by painted?
Painted roads are the road from.
No. Let him explain.
Yeah, you're not joking.
Okay.
Painted road is where a grader levels the road, then you put tarmac.
Yes.
Then it looks very beautiful for a few months.
Yeah, like the Ngong Suswa road.
Yes, it's a painted road. So I'm looking at the layer of tarmac as the only thing that is proof that this road has been built.
So what do you say is low cost tarmac roads? You use accurate terms. Low cost tarmac roads. Of course.
Low cost tarmac road.
Yeah, low cost tarmac roads.
You'd rather it is called like that.
But that is what it is.
And out of your kilometers, which ones are not painted?
What is painted?
What is painted?
No, but
you and Nani, stop being dumb.
No.
Okay.
We are cleverly dumb.
There is no need of using unsavory language.
No, but that's your word. I'm just
You are referring to a serious parliamentarian.
So is it about the length of roads or it's about the quality of the roads?
No, the quality is where there is an issue.
Joachim is successfully
But we
derailing
can let
us.
him
Let's
go.
Okay,
continue.
go on.
We will attack them viciously.
Exactly. So then
Okay.
we have the bit of the new power connections. From the time President Ruto came to power to today, we have new 1.2 million households connected to power. 1.2 million.
1.2 million people connected to
Yes,
power.
that's KNBS data. That is not data of my the hair of my nose.
KNBS.
Yes.
Kenya National Bureau of Statistics.
Good. Then we have 30,000 kilometers of fiber cable that has been
30,000 kilometers.
30,000 new.
How much did he
Fiber
promise?
cable optics.
Yes, fiber cable optics.
How much did he promise?
He didn't have to promise.
He promised 100,000 kilometers of fiber optics.
Okay, so now we're at 30,000. He still has 1 year to go.
100,000.
Yeah.
30%.
But he has
not bad.
done only 30% of it.
382.
In 4 years.
382
Yes.
ICT hubs constructed.
382 ICT hubs.
constructed.
Okay.
You remember there's a time he was moving around and talking about people made fun of him. He
Yeah.
was saying finya na pesa inakuja.
Yes.
Kaptengele, thank you. Yeah?
Against how many that he promised?
You have it. We can compare. My job is not to compare. My job is to give you what has been done.
No, that's. I thought that our agreement was that you're going to say what he played.
And I said I will give what has been done.
Yeah.
Then you can give the contravention, and we
No,
have a debate.
I'm not supposed to give the contravention.
Joachim is here. He's the chief of opposition.
I was just thinking
Yeah.
that you'd be honest.
I'm honest, of course.
No,
But
I'm coming to it.
I feel like you're very. You are.
No, I'm still
You are
giving-
You are very clever.
No, I'm not clever.
The way you are doing this. Yes, he's very clever. But go on.
Right. So the ones that have been delivered strongly
Okay.
is macroeconomic stability, agriculture and food security, infrastructure and digital, services, etc. Now let's come to the ones where he has performed worse than.
Okay.
Where I'm saying average performance. In healthcare, we have had a registration of 20 plus million people on the new system, that is SHA. We have had that introduction of SHA. We have chronic diseases now onboarded and they are accessing insurance. We have the emergency fund, or the emergency component of this SHA, which is taking care of every person, be it a person from outside, so long as you are within the territory of Kenya. Within 24 hours of suffering an accident, SHA covers your bills. Okay, beyond that, you have to transit to SHIF. Now, if you're not registered, then it brings the questions now of you starting to process your registration, etc., etc. Now, can it be done better? Yes. Has he done something about it? Should it be done better? Yes, of course. I agree with that. And of course, we have a lot of issues around SHA, but at least there's an attempt towards achieving this. And currently, in your phone, in his phone, in Kachola's phone, and everyone in this room, we are not having very many health harambes, as was 6 years ago or 5 years ago. I think these are facts, Joachim. Being a politician right now, you'll be in very many health committees.
Actually, I am.
Even if they're not very much, right?
So I've never been in any. I've never been a politician before, so I don't know.
Good. Being that I've been around there, I know what it
You're
means.
honest for once.
Yeah. So if you look at SHA, it has been riddled by some questions. We have the 11 billion fraud claim. We've had about 43 billion NHIF legacy debt, which up to date stands unresolved. And we have so many other questions around the efficiency of SHA, but does not take from it that it exists and has been delivered by President
And the
Ruto.
existence is what carries the day.
Yeah, and the establishment and the success of this being done also sit side by this. And that's why I said it's an average performance for me, but good track record. Hustler Fund and Credit Access. Hustler Fund for me scores a D+.
A D+?
Yes, because it was not
Bad.
Bad. It was not properly structured. Hustler Fund.
What? I mean, you talk a lot about what do you call it, economics and so on and so forth. What, if you were to be asked what was wrong about it, what would you say?
The structuring.
What do you mean?
Exactly. Now let me explain.
Okay.
We've talked about this with you again.
Okay.
If you go to Rwanda, we have the Rwanda Development Board.
Yes.
That has some money that is meant to develop businesses there. And every single business in Rwanda is registered somewhere at the Rwanda Development Board. That they are easily connected to people who come to do business there.
Correct.
Okay. So I've said this when I was in Kigali last year. I suggested to the conference that can we now move as African countries to establish something called the National Sovereign Venture Capital. How does this work? It helps us to meet the gap between education and the market.
Yeah.
Because we have a big gap in terms of skill matching, etc., access to finance, everything like that.
Yes.
Hustler Fund was political signaling. And that's why it failed big time for me.
Okay.
Because 70 billion shillings was
political
disbursed.
signaling.
Yes, it was political signaling.
Okay.
70 billion shillings was disbursed to
where
26
political
million
signaling
borrowers.
is trying to make people happy.
It's trying to satisfy a promise.
Mm.
So did he satisfy the promise? Yes. Was it effective? Silly. It wasn't.
Mm.
Because 70 billion being disbursed to 26 million borrowers, but 60% default rate. 60%. And this is not a mistake per se of the government. It also shows you the culture of the people. Because why are we having a 60% default rate on something that in their structuring or in the government structuring should have been acceleratory? That ukipata, ukilipa, unachukua.
It would be very interesting with them. I don't know whoever has this data about the default rate in other micro-lending institutions such as Zenka.
Yes.
I don't know, is it 60, is it 40?
We can check
that would be very helpful.
We have AI that can help us quickly check that.
Yeah, probably.
Wacha nichungulie.
Yeah, chungulia.
Kwa sababu nyinyi mnapenda vya bure kama wadudu.
So 104,000 loans were given to invalid IDs. That is a very black hole.
How much?
104,000 loans were given to.
So you realize it was a political handout.
And that's why I said it was political signaling.
I don't think it is political handout. I think it is fraud.
It is actually fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's need for this. The worst of all was to take somebody who campaigned against Hustler Fund and told people, mukichukua hiyo pesa msiwai rudisha, taking him and putting him in charge of Hustler Fund. He's never been able to collect because he lacks the legitimacy. On how to
akituambia tulipe na mwambia rudi Kamukunji utuambie.
Why now? Okay?
Yeah.
So that is, I give it a D+. Jobs. He promised about 1 million jobs every year. Okay? Up to today, we have 822,000 jobs that were created in 2025. That is...
How do they arrive at this?
Of course, they calculate the new registrations, they calculate the transactions, they know. They have the indices that they use to say this is a new job that is created. Furthermore, you look at it in terms of the formalizations, and I've told you here before that up to 87%, 83% of our economy is informal. So the more formalized they are, then I think it's an indicator of what jobs are created.
Umesema default rate in hustle ni ngapi?
60% plus.
In the digital lending apps is from 15.9% to 40%. With the macro loans under 1,000 hitting staggering default peaks of 83%.
Now when you look at cost of living, unga is cheaper, fuel was cheaper. It has come back to somewhere, but it has not reached the heights where President Kenyatta left it. It is still within very good margins, although people are stretching.
This is comparative performance.
Comparative performance, yes. But has it delivered in terms of reducing the cost of living? Yes.
So what's the cost of living?
So the cost of living, we have energy first. You must first look at energy. What is the unit price of something like electricity? What is the unit price of fuel? Because those are the drivers of the cost of living, because everything else rides on energy.
So the cost of living is cheap because of energy.
It has reduced significantly, not entirely.
When you're talking about the cost of living, all you say is unga, and what else?
It is the most notable or the most significant indicator when you talk about, okay, like if you talk about a cheap cost of living, what will you be looking at as your most formidable or significant indicator?
I think a lot more sugar, oil. Oil has jumped a lot.
So let's look at a basket, shopping basket.
Yeah.
That's a good indicator. So a shopping basket ordinarily carries what and what? Basics: sugar, soap, flour.
Yeah, oil, bread.
So the determinant factor of the price of this product in a shopping bag,
is energy.
Is energy
yes.
in its production and transportation.
And yes.
So you are saying, according to our energy production, we have cut the cost of these products.
We have reduced significantly the cost of production, and furthermore, we have moved from subsidy-based consumption to subsidized production.
So when you subsidize production,
yes,
the production side, you subsidize what?
Which means you give incentives, for example. That is a subsidy. If you give incentive, for example, like giving tax breaks for particular energy products, that one then lowers the cost of each unit when it is being sold to a consumer. So then it goes very, very low. So there are some things where you just needed policy proclamations.
So as we speak, what's the price per unit?
I haven't checked. You can help me check and we can have a discussion about it.
Maybe just to help Joachim, when we talk about the cost of production.
No, don't explain as if I am a toddler.
No. You. What is your problem? If you are asking a question, you don't want anybody to explaining. What is your problem?
His choice of words. You see,
he said,
these are people who think.
No, he has said, let me explain this to Joachim. So why is a toddler there?
That's not something I disagreed with.
Okay.
But ameanza kwa kusema when we are talking about cost of living. So what is that?
No, I think it is the problem of English. Yeah.
The tone and the choice of words.
Have you listened to your tone yourself? The kettle calling somebody black.
We can't measure on the minors. Let's proceed.
When Odhiambo talks about the giving incentives to production rather than the consumption, for example, we had the fertilizers, that there was an incentive on fertilizers, and you've seen the cost of fertilizer go down. There are over 10,000 tractors, I think, if not 10 to 23,000 tractors that were brought into the country. They were brought nearly at a zero-rated tax at the cost. Not entirely, but the
tractors to plow the land.
Plow the land.
So it is the same promise Ruto made at KICC.
Yes.
So that 20,000 tractors.
Yes. So that,
and they are here.
They are here. So at least the cost of production is made easier for you and I who are in the production sector. So when that is made easier, you eventually, the selling price to the consumer is not what it used to be, because at least you have a reprieve in production.
So right now, if I have a tract of land, I want to grow maize, there are tractors to come and help me that.
Actually, most counties, and this was targeting counties. So most counties today, whereas you could plow with over 4,000 shillings, today the cost of plowing in many of our counties and brought down to sub-county level has significantly reduced. It has been done so to ensure that local farmer, and that's why there was registration of farmers.
Yeah.
If you check in the data, and I will share with you some of this data, which Odhiambo has gladly shared, over 7.1 million farmers were newly registered. Why were they registering these farmers? At least to understand
how many tractors are needed.
No, who is farming or who is doing agriculture, where, and what are they producing. So in that alone helps the government to also understand which aspect of our production needs a boost, which one needs to be revamped in one way or another. Maybe just to give a responsibility to what Odhiambo said, in terms of Hustler Fund, if you check per county, you again realize that there is a culture
of borrowing.
There's a culture of borrowing that has made others grow and others stagnate. For example, let me give you statistics from PS Susan Mangeli. Susan Mangeli gave these figures that Nyeri County alone, for example, 420,000 people got the Hustler Fund.
Yeah.
And cumulatively, they borrowed 1.8 billion Kenyan shillings.
Who borrowed 1.8 billion?
420,000 people from Nyeri County.
You're not listening to
No,
what
I was
reading. 420,000 Kenyans who are from Nyeri County borrowed cumulatively 1.8 billion Kenyan shillings from Hustler Fund.
Yes.
And in that alone, it presents nearly half the population.
Are you reading a Facebook post?
No, this is from Susan Mangeli,
no
the PS. Yes. The top borrower individual from Nyeri actually borrowed 2.06 million over time.
Kutoka kwa Hustler Fund?
Yes, kutoka kwa Hustler Fund.
Ajabu. Okay.
So in
how do we verify this?
In Nyeri County alone, let me just say this, the repayment rate in Nyeri, and that will speak to why
the amount in which they are borrowed is over 1 billion. The repayment rate is 88%.
Very good.
88%.
That's high discipline.
So yes. And followed closely by
confirms my point earlier.
Muranga and Kiambu, that the repayment rate is at 87%.
Which is way above excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you go
What
to
is the
other
repayment rate in Nyakach?
so if you go to, please do not vilify so if you go to other counties, can you say the same about them in terms of this?
Yes.
Certainly not. Without mentioning which counties or which regions.
You can mention, because we mentioned the Nyeri.
So I think Hustler Fund has succeeded majorly to those who understand the aspect of borrowing and repaying of loan. And that's why in one county they can borrow 1.8 billion. And in other counties you can't say the same. So I think in this aspect of Ruto at 4, the first part of his presidency is always and must be judged on what he promised.
Yes.
And how many things he has initiated among those things that he promised. The last aspect of his presidency, therefore, must be judged, or the home stretch of it, must be judged on what people can see and can point at as part of his delivery plan. Thank you.
What people can see.
What people can see
and can feel, yeah.
And can feel and can point at.
Yeah.
Like the tractors.
So, for example, if you move further to something like education, there's mass teacher.
I want to say clarification here.
Yeah.
So what you can see, irrespective of what you decide to see, that is now what you can see. Now you can.
It's not about decision.
Yes.
Not to see. It's about whether it is even there to be seen. The tractors part of it. Do we have them?
The structure part of what?
Tractors, 23,000.
Oh yes.
Okay, let's proceed.
No, do we have them?
Let's proceed to education of Yambo.
Education. The president.
Hakuna tractors tuendelee.
Yeah, I mean simple. Why you?
But why are we listening to things that are not there?
Why is Odhiambo agitated about the lack of tractors?
No, I'm not agitated at all.
Okay,
because I mean, come on, you know, education. I'll give the president a C. A C plane.
A C plane.
Yes.
A C plane is a pass.
It's a pass. Yes. I'll give him a pass for the following reason.
Okay.
One, mass teacher recruitment. Since independence, under President Ruto, we've had the biggest number of teacher recruitment.
Okay.
Currently, we are having a 14,000 phase 1 and a further 22,000 phase 2 coming.
Okay. He has done what?
JSS teachers.
JSS teachers, of course.
Being paid 17,000.
No. Come on.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. There's no harm.
Okay.
They're being paid.
So how many has Ruto recruited?
He has recruited above 40,000 teachers.
40,000
above, way above.
How much did he promise? How many did he promise?
Check.
He promised 116,000.
Good. So he's way above 40.
Let's
just check.
He's way above 40.
Let's just check. I mean, we are here to. We can fact check. I don't have them here.
Can we have a conversation here, Kidogo?
We will come to that.
Because I am seeing time is really running.
Okay.
When we have given someone, what is the primary purpose of a job? So when we say we have given this number of people somewhere a job, the primary purpose of a job is what?
Is to make their lives livable.
To earn a living.
Yeah.
That is commensurate to their cost of living.
Correct.
So that their income can be able to help them live comfortably. So we are talking about a JSS teacher who, since independence, we've never employed such a huge number.
Correct.
But are we setting now a case of underemployment? Is it called underemployment or what? Underemployment, where you are employed but the income is not enough for the needs. What is the economic term about it?
I don't know.
Now, so far, under President Ruto's administration, 76,000 teachers under his administration. 76,000 teachers.
That's a very high pass.
Have been
That's a very high pass.
And they are being given 17,000.
Okay. Before we proceed.
Can you say something?
Before we proceed, on the issue about teachers. When we talk about mass teacher recruitment, we have to attribute it mostly to the JSS upsurge. You know, we are adapting a new form of education, right? Education model. It's a different education system. Now, once we have this, that dictates that we must actually cater for the needs of the students that will be there. That dictates that we must have teachers that are specially trained for that system, right? So when we talk about the mass teacher registration, I think I'll attribute it to two things. Number one, the current exponentially growing populace, because we have a growing populace. Number two, a change in the economic, in the education system. A change in the education system. The two of them actually push the government to have these people. In our bidiisha, it is not like it's very passion-based, passion-driven, but it's because of, they are pushed towards, there's the need actually, thank you, there's the need for such. So instead of actually giving all the credit to one part, we must also consider the other side of it, that actually there's a change in the education system, and number two, the population is growing, and we need people who are specially trained to cater for this population in this system.
Are they really?
I think he said something important.
Yes.
But let me just challenge it by this. When you talk about the population, if you look at the census report, since the inception of this country called Kenya, we've had in average of about 10 million growth
students
in number, in number in terms of population.
That is within the census periods.
Yes. Yeah. Averagely 10 million. So with that alone tells you the population has been growing, but there has been a stagnation in terms of teacher-student
ratio.
Besides, we've had a change in curriculum system. In the past, did the change in curriculum system really see an upside in teacher-student ratio? Absolutely not. Those who have been hired recently are people who were trained for the old system. Nobody among those who have been hired was specifically trained for the JSS system. So that shows
we still have a problem.
So that shows you clearly the intentionality by the government to do what? To upscale the numbers, to try and bridge the gap of teacher-student ratio.
And there's something,
a question. I just have a question on that.
Yes.
On that. When is the last time we had that change in the education system, the model?
Just the other day. It is not more than 5 years ago.
Before
it was around 1984.
1984.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So in 1984, what was the rate? Okay, what was the percentage of the populace that were still going to school at that time?
You can tell us if you have the figure. I don't have that.
Yes, I mean the number of children that were going to school at that time, can it be tantamount to the one that we have currently?
No. The rate of course you can't compare the two. That is comparing
exactly, and that is why that is why, as much as I agree with whatever you said, I think on this bit I don't that there is a change in the rate of which people are seeking academia. And with that, the populace of the people who will require education in schools also grow. Okay? So the teacher-student ratio, we cannot equate the current one that we have and the one that we had in 1984 solely based on the population, not regarding the rate at which these people were going to school.
My issue is this.
Now, before you just as I let you come in, we had a change in by when Kibaki came into power, 2002, and then introduced free primary education. There was a high numbers in primary.
Very high.
Do we see the intentionality to push the number of teachers upwards? No. What was the end result? Teachers went on strike at some point.
Very many times, actually.
At least to complain about the workload. Then we had the 100% transition by Uhuru Kenyatta, where they ensured that we want to see every student or every child transition
where
to the next
was
level.
working with
exactly. Did we see the intentionality
to hire teachers,
to employ teachers massively? No. With all this, in view. We have seen the intentionality by this regime to push up the numbers to try and match teacher-student ratio. You can now
So
continue.
the JSS teacher is trained to do what?
Of course, they're trained for secondary schools,
but not CBE.
CBE is a refresher thing that now they have to do.
Yes.
Okay.
So that we need to.
So yes, there's that bit. There's that bit. But first of all, let's look at what has been done. That's what we're looking at, right?
We are looking at
Ruto promised,
and I'm looking at the qualitative part of it.
I'm looking at
because
what
you
he
are more
promised.
on the quantitative part of it.
What he promised versus what he delivered.
Wacha endelee.
Yeah.
So
And
hii
what,
kitu ataendelea mpaka we are just how many minutes?
the developments
He's
are too
brushing
many.
over them.
Yeah, actually, I'm not going deep, by the way.
Quickly.
No. The issue is you are on the quantitative part. What was promised
Versus
and
what
the
was
figures.
Oh, exactly.
So mine.
And we can even go to the quality if you want to.
Yes,
I'm not
that's
afraid.
That's what I am asking.
So what is your question on the quality?
I'm not even intimidating you to discuss quality.
Okay, you want to go to the qualitative bit.
It's okay.
We go back to economy.
Yeah.
On the qualitative bit of it.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about the economy, you've talked very well about macroeconomics, right? Now let's consider microeconomics.
Yes.
90% of the jobs that came up in 2025.
Are you talking about teachers? We are specific on the teachers.
No. Wait, you said let's
just proceed.
No, I would like to stick around the teachers so that we exploit this beat.
You know,
we don't come back to education.
Odhiambo,
yeah.
We have already covered education and you covered the
No,
economics
we've not
bit of
finished.
it.
Yeah, but give him grace.
Of course, I want to, but I want to ask you that on that line, can we explore the qualitative bit
The
of the
qualitative
education?
bit. Let's proceed.
Yeah.
Now, on the education bit,
Yes.
what incentive do these teachers have being paid? You know, it is very basic payment, 17,000. What incentive do they have to perform their duties well?
Which cadre of teachers being paid 17,000?
The JSS.
Which cadre of JSS?
I don't get it.
The cadres.
I don't know of cadres,
Okay,
but I
so
know of
you-
my sister.
so 17,000.
17,000 is my sister. 17,000.
So I'm telling you,
let's work with that.
that's an intern JSS.
Okay.
It's paid 17,000. Okay? But a JSS who is employed on PNP receives between 47 to 56,000 as gross pay.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yes, depending on where you are.
Exactly. And you have a surveillance allowance of 10,000 shillings.
Okay. What is the ratio between the ones in internship and the ones that have
Very good
passed?
question. Now, I like your line of questioning. Recently, the current group of intern JSS are the ones who are now being onboarded on P&P. You remember teachers went on strike?
Yes.
And they had a collective bargaining agreement.
The question is how many have?
And that's what I'm telling you. That currently we have up to 14,000 new absorptions, okay, of the interns to P&P as phase 1. We're going to phase 2, which has an upwards of 22,000 teachers being what? Being onboarded. So this is something that is already ongoing. It is not something that they're talking about it in hush-hush. It's on and working.
But according to these figures,
yes,
the economy is doing wonderfully.
Yes.
According to these figures, the economy is. But where is the mismatch? Because
you tell us.
Because when you now look at the effect of these things as they work out here, there is none. Because on the macro part of it, when we reduce inflation, when we have dollar reserves,
yes.
What is the trickle-down effect of it?
Now, good. Now, if we go like that, you're going to find very interesting points.
Yes, very important.
We have them here, and I told you, for me, it's objectivity today.
Yes.
There is no partisan things here.
But
and I'm happy that all of you are on your phones and you can check whatever we're talking about, if it is true or false. Now, let's continue. When you come to the question of, let me just display this. My apologies in a minute, because I'm referring to it. Good. Where were we? There we go. Now, we're talking about education. In order to exploit it fully, there's mass teacher recruitment that has been delivered, 76,000 so far as just confirmed. They're going upwards of 80,000. By the time we reach 2027, we'll be at least, we shall have hit 90,000 new teachers hired, the biggest in the history of Kenya since independence. Then we have a university funding model, which was questionable, okay? Which the banding was very wrong. And recently, the president made a pronouncement that every student who is joining university must not pay any fee. He made that pronouncement. I hope all of you heard that. And that is a very important step, which means parents who are going to struggle with their Rambes now are not going to struggle with their Rambes. You are aware of that pronouncement?
Pronouncement.
On that same pronouncement,
yeah.
I have an issue.
Yes.
I have another.
So we are going to do away with scholarships and introduce loans, student loans, right?
He made a pronouncement that every first year that is joining is not going to pay a cent. As we review
when
this, just I think not more than
when are they going into to school?
They're starting the end of this August.
August 24th.
That is not what the what.
Wait, the president says.
So he has got only 4 months to go, and he's promising free education.
It's not only promising; it is being actioned. It's being actioned. Once the president says it is that in that manner, the Ministry of Education, especially
Ruto is the same guy who decided to completely disrupt education.
And that's what I'm saying, that he realized, and all of us saw, that the funding model is not
election.
Yeah. Of course, Jagero. It's better late than never.
Aye.
Okay, so let me ask you, do you have children who are going to university now?
No.
Can you call a few people of your
I
community
do not disagree with the fact that Ruto is taking children suddenly to school.
It is
4 months into election.
It is beautiful.
But
which is unsustainable.
To the issues that
it is sustainable, yes.
It's not.
It is.
Maybe.
What happens to the issues that were happening before he made this pronouncement?
The banding.
Yes.
The reason that's why I was suspending for new students is so that it is reviewed. As it is reviewed, of course, the status quo is maintained. But the review must be done quickly, and I think it's a timeline.
Suffered through the system.
Of course, it has to be reviewed. We must give
the implementation and assessment of the program that he's trying to bring about. When will that be done?
Of course, it's immediate.
It's immediate.
This is immediate.
How many months does he have to see how sustainable it is?
Okay, you want to look at the predictive end of it, or you want to look at the action point of it?
Because this is the same
so for the predictive end of it,
we are very objective.
Yes, and I agree with you. For the predictive end of it, we must then wait and see how sustainable it will be.
Wait, because
okay, then what do you want us to do?
No, we are just telling you it will not work. Just like we've told you so many things.
I don't know what you mean it will not work, Joachim. Whereas he has already given an order.
What is the reason why Ruto decided to mess around with what Uhuru and Kibaki had put together?
Let me ask you, Jagero, is there a right time or a wrong time to do good? Just a moment. Is there?
That the problem that the people that are supporting this government find difficult to hope over is the fact that Ruto is suddenly becoming clever. Like right now, he's decided after 4 months to election, he's suddenly gathering people at KICC and having a beautiful conversation about 2060. Yeah. He's suddenly realizing that, look,
give us a break.
You will remember
let me just
how loud we were with this banding thing. We were everywhere making noise that this thing.
So now he has realized that the parents are going to be choosing to vote for him. Now suddenly he's taking their children to university for free.
Okay, so what is your problem? That he has said this is going to be action, or that you hate that he has said?
There has been a huge burden that he has not listened to.
He has listened. That is why
4 months to election, he suddenly now now you can go to school for free.
Let me just say
this sudden sinister realization, we are not going to buy.
You people are now running away from real issues.
Exactly. Okay, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you something.
Really issues?
It is a fact,
it is very condescending of the government to be playing with our minds and saying that, look, I need your vote. Now I'm going to give you free education. We don't even know.
Can I respond to that, Jagero?
Yes.
And respond to it with clarity.
Okay.
And I want to give an example of people I know. When there was this new model of funding, which many people made noise about, to me, it wasn't a bad thing. It was starting. All we needed to identify are loopholes.
Yes.
And then rectify.
So he has.
Just wait. But then we made so much noise and made this thing look like the worst thing that has ever happened to this country. Did you know that I know of children who are from very poor backgrounds, poor, leave alone humble background, very poor, and I know children who have no parents, who are paying, or who are rather paying only 5,000, around 5,600, 5,500 and around 50 shillings per semester. Meaning in a year, this child is only paying 11,000. And this child is getting help for sustainability in school. I don't know how bad that was. And this thing was, the only challenge that was there is it was new, it only needed to be reworked on. So but because Joachim and his ilk made sure that they made so much noise about it.
When Ruto was talking about education, he did not say that it's going to interfere with the way
in fact, he did not interfere. He only made better. He only made better.
So he said he's going to improve funding for universities and other tertiary education institutions.
He has
then
done
he
it.
took away the money.
He has done it.
Let me talk. You know, I'm the student over here.
Yes.
In this funding model and tunaumia. Wacha niongee.
Okay.
Wacha mwanafunzi
yes, tell us. You are to your masters.
Wala ameona mfangano wa Island.
No, the problem is,
okay.
My number one issue.
Can you explain to us what Ruto did?
You know,
when he changed the funding model to these bonds and everything, it brought around.
Not this one.
No, not this one. Ni hii yenye mimi niko nikiongelea hii
ya nyuma.
Okay.
When I went to university, I was only paying 35,000 per year.
Okay.
My annual fee was 35,000. But then wakati hii new funding model ilikuja, kuna wale watu ambao hawangeweza kulipa hiyo 35,000. So kwa sababu waliweka kwa ile nini band ya juu, now unalipa 100,000, unalipa 80,000 and you cannot afford it just because you are maybe one of your parents has a pay slip. So you are forced to now pay a lot of money for that. And one of the problems
So Ruto government realized that some people are defrauding the system.
Yes, that was the
Which is okay.
The philosophy. Yes, that was the philosophy behind it. But now let's say someone who maybe their dad died and their mother is a teacher. So the mother has a pay slip. You see. So kwa hiyo banding wanaangalia now this mother has a pay slip. So she is able to pay for these things. But this mother has other responsibilities. Maybe ako na watoto 5. Wote wako shule. Ama hata kama wako kwa shule kuna shida mingi. So hiyo payslip yake ni kidogo. Maybe hata huyu ni mwalimu wa primary. Wanamweka sana alipa 90,000 ama 100,000. Ile yenye yeye inafaa alipe. So it becomes a problem to the payslip of the mother. But that is neither here nor there. Another problem yenye huyu ataongelelea ni government is supposed to be disbursing funds to universities, but it does not. So you are supposed to pay a certain amount, HELB is supposed to pay a certain amount for you, and then there's the scholarship, your government. But now because the government disburses this money very late, hautafanya exam, because now when you go to school you are supposed to register for units. You cannot register for units if you have not paid school fees. Na hii school fees natoka wapi? Si niyo scholarship na hiyo HELB. But now government is not doing their part. So kuna a lot of disorganization now. People are not doing exams. Watu wanataka kuandamana.
So let me say this.
To pick up from there, to understand the funding model. Now, imagine I'm being placed in band ya juu. You don't understand my socioeconomic background.
Exactly.
All you know is that my mom is a teacher. Do you know how many cousins I have that are orphans that is supposed to pay for, facilitate and everything? Probably they might be at the same level as I am. Do you know of how many people within the village don't get to access such things? We did not take that into account. And even when kina Joakimu alikuwa anapiga nduru about it, you are not very keen to listen to whatever they were saying. That is the problem.
I want to say this.
Number
Suddenly
2.
They are reviewing.
Suddenly you have reviewed. Now that you are bringing on a new model.
Problem with reviewing.
You've not.
Suddenly.
Uko na shida ku review.
Suddenly.
No, simngoje. You know the government.
Kijana ya 20 years.
Doomed if you don't. That's Joaquin's philosophy.
No. If the government has promised to actually pay for the ones who are coming fully. You know, the only problem that I have with that is that the government has not provided information as to why, as to how. You know, they have given us the what. Now, the government has not given us the how they are going to sustain, you know, that funding model. And as long as they have not given that to us and we want budget ilisha somo, how are we certain of this thing it'll work?
Yes, because walisema universities are bankrupt. That is one of the reasons.
So let me.
Second thing, watu wa JKUAT. What's niongelea watu wa JKUAT? If you go on social media right now on TikTok, JKUAT is having a lot of problems with the people that are supposed to graduate. It's because of the fees, right? The problem yenye iko is the one that she talked about, the disbursement of the funds. Na inafika time yako unataka kwenda kuchukua gown unakatazwa. Na utavaa gown lini? Labda so ulewe ndio vile.
Yes. Odhiambo, you can pick it from there.
So let me say this.
Yes.
That one from a data point of view, I've always said this before, that the reason why the banding model or the banding whatever would not work for me from a professional standpoint is that we don't have a digitized registry in this country. And most of these students, because nobody places you somewhere, it is you who fails. That's right. You're the one who fails as a student. And most students fail incorrectly. Okay? That's also a thing, because you may be filling your application, then you find yourself stating an untruth or stating something that you imagine has no mass effect.
Can you substantiate that? No, can you substantiate that?
Like, for example, I can tell you, about 3 weeks ago, I was at home. And I went somewhere called Nyangun, next to the river Miriu. And I was meeting a group of students who were calling me for Arambe this Sunday. Okay? And one of the issues they were talking about was that they were placed in the wrong band. Then I asked one question, because I was not very aware of this. I asked them, who placed you in the band, or how did you arrive in those bands? And they explained to me that the people were filling the what? The requirements as they were being, as they were filling for this placement. Now,
just fill it and then the government will place you in a band.
Correct.
You
Correct.
don't have the capacity to
which means
yourself.
the information that you give sometimes could be inappropriate.
Cool.
Could be. Cool. And that is not a very big mass.
Are you able to say that, look, there is a mistake here?
And that's what I'm saying.
After you've been put in whatever band.
Yes.
You don't.
Yes. No, yes, you can.
You do.
You do. Be honest, young man. Be honest, young man. Is there a chance to? You want to say there's no chance to correct?
No. Why are you arguing with us?
No, I'm asking him.
Odhiambo, you don't intimidate me by
I'm not
asking me.
intimidating you. I'm asking you.
Come
on, man.
There's a chance. Prime Minister, this is a student.
You can appeal, but
you can appeal. You can appeal.
It's intricacies. They have bureaucracies.
But you can appeal.
It's a very long process, and you know, Odhiambo, when you talk about the processes over here,
how long does it take?
Utaenda shule, utumwe nje, ukitumwa nje urudishwe shule. You know the circles ukienda kwa county.
Nje wapi?
Utaambiwa enda kwa ofisi zenu.
Whole semester unaenda tu
Okay, so Jagero,
that's bad.
My point is this, that this banding model, cannot work. That is my review for this. It cannot work for one reason, that Kenya to this moment does not have a digitized registry. We don't know who is where.
Odhiambo, do you know the problem with also this thing?
Yes.
It's also in SHA.
Yes, of
whereby
course.
you can actually scam that system.
Yes.
Sometimes that system can give you outrageous fees to pay per month.
As long as we don't sort
like
the issue of a digitized registry. My brother who lives in the village was given a higher fee than me.
And that is the problem with these banding things.
Like even you on SHA, you are paying 657 shillings.
Yes.
I am paying 1,000 bob per month.
Mm-hmm.
You are earning more than me. You see?
Banding.
Banding. So
you have been banded. But again, look at the proposal that has been given. That now you'll be given a loan. All right? Is it 25%?
It is 25%.
Yes. In calculation, some student will graduate with a loan of 4.2 million. So you are already indebted in an economy that has no guarantee for a job.
Can you justify that 4.2? Can you justify that 4.2?
Yes, the highest course.
Which is?
Which is?
Kwani nyinyi mlienda shule gani?
Tulisoma shule za
you're always saying, can I ask you?
Yes.
So you can't be asked.
I can't be asked. I'm the one asking. So
justify that
4.2 is interesting.
Very nice.
Because when
they continue as he looks for whatever.
So are there loopholes in the education sector? Yes, and I was saying that one of them is the university funding model, which is faulty and needs a review. And the president has already taken that step to go into a review. Okay, and furthermore, before we move into any other social program that is huge, such as education, we need to first digitize the registry. Okay.
But Odhiambo, can I ask, as they are reviewing, what happened? Because I know a lot of people when you waliacha shule because of this new funding model. Walikuwa na shida, they could not do exam. And some schools, once you don't do an exam, hakuna special exam. Kama Maseno, there's no special exam.
Maseno has special exams.
My sister is there right now.
There. Which department?
And hakuna special exam.
Which department? I can confirm for you now.
Biochemist.
I'm confirming for you before we leave here, because I've been teaching in Maseno and there are special exams.
Anafaa kupewa special exam.
No, I'm just saying.
Shida ni kwamba wewe ulikuwa Maseno siku gani?
No, I'm still called to Maseno. We even went with you to Maseno the other day.
Okay, anyway, as you are confirmed.
Yeah.
Because now there is no special exam. How kufanya exam?
No, there are
let me just say this.
Let me just say.
Okay, let her finish. Let her finish.
Ndawajia mmeongea sana.
You continue talking.
Because there is no special exams, una give up. Hautaki, mmeenda sasa inafaa ufanye retake. Retake, it's a lot of time wasting. Now you have to do another semester. Ama now inafaa urudie the whole academic year. It becomes a problem. What happens to those people?
Let me respond to that as someone who has been an adjunct lecturer at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching Science and Technology University. This is what happens. There is no university in this country that can absolutely say they don't have special exam. How do we arrive at special exams? One, when a student is sick, when a student has genuine concerns why they cannot sit for exam at that particular time when exam is being administered, they have the opportunity. The university must give them opportunity to do so, because at times this student is sick. At times this student is bereaved. How then do you deny a student who was sick and may be admitted in the facility within your school, if your school got those facilities, whereas a student was bereaved and the institution is aware that this student lost a parent or a guardian and has to go home for burial? How do you miss out in such instances? It is not possible in this country that an institution cannot give a special exam.
But umesema vizuri, special exams huwa zinapeanwa when you are sick ama when you are bereaved. Na kuna process yenye inafuatiliwa. Saa zingine the university administration inakataa tu, wanakuwa watu wagumu. I've been in university and I know these things. So you are forced to now uende tu urudie shule. So hiyo kitu yenye unasema
but are some of those things problems of the government?
No, inakuja to now disbursement of funds.
Which problems are purely for government?
let me request this. Let me request this.
Jagero. If a school fees hauwezi fanya mtihani.
Yes, but there are special exam.
I've just confirmed from the administrator from the Department of Communication that they have retakes and receipts. So if
are those special?
Retake is special exam.
No, that is not.
Okay, what is special exam?
Weka karibu na
what is special exam?
In multimedia, if you are sick or if you are bereaved.
Yes.
After watu wamefanya mtihani.
Yes.
Usually maybe April, after that April exam. Unaweza apply for a special exam which itakuanga either June or July, and you can do those papers. A retake, you are retaking a particular unit. Maybe
that you did.
Yes, you are now
and
retaking the whole semester. Unalipa kama that unit is 10,000, unaenda una retake that unit. That is a retake. Yes.
So I think
can we go on?
So we are going on.
Let's go on.
I think the end result is
Nani, can we move away from education?
Yes, I want us to move away from education. I want us to go back to share and microeconomics.
Tonight is
I want us to go back to share and
special
microeconomics.
sitting. I will ask you to sit. So I was saying, whatever Vashti is saying, some institutions I think will call it special exams, others will call it retakes and receipts. Because what happens in Maseno, what he has told me, Odongo, is called Odongo. What he has told me is this, that when you don't sit for an exam during the term or during the semester because of any reason, okay, then the following semester you take it just like you're doing a whole new semester.
Yes.
Okay, which is a standard procedure of the university, and I think it is still an exam that you're given. You're not denied a chance to do an exam, and you're not told redo it like you failed. You're not redoing it like you failed.
Yes.
It is a retake, and not a receipt. A receipt is you failed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
You are going through the unit
that's
again,
fine.
and you are paying for it.
Okay.
Let's go to microeconomics, please.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Let's go on. Let's go on. Hey, on Songo. Lower your mic.
No, microeconomy.
Microeconomics is
Ama
different.
unataka
That's education.
But microeconomics would have started with.
Wewe kwenda.
Education tuko nje.
I started with macroeconomics.
Tunaenda devolution bwana.
Yeah.
You started with macroeconomics.
Yeah, started with
right?
macroeconomics.
Yes, now I had a problem with whatever you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying inflation has reduced by more than halfway since Ruto came into government, right?
Yes, from 9.6% to 4.4%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that is no problem.
Yeah.
Now, tell me how we are supposed to feel the effect as citizens, pesa ikue kwa mfuko, when we have, the formal wages have stagnated, right? That is one. Number two, we have the tax rising.
Yes.
We have weak productivity. You see, the cut by to a half mark will sound very good, Odhiambo. It's such a headline you can hit. But the thing is, how are we supposed to feel it in our pockets with all these other factors taken into account?
Okay, you've asked a very good question. So one, the fact is there's been a reduced inflation. When we have high inflation, what happens is that our currency loses value. That means you have a lot of money that can buy nothing, okay? So when we have a stabilized inflation or reduced inflation like we're having it right now, it's an indicator of a growing what? Economy, or of a stabilized economy. Now, in stabilized economies, what happens? It means the cost of purchase is hedged. You are sure that you can purchase things at a particular rate, that you don't have to be afraid that tomorrow the cost of inflation could be 200% and will lose value.
Rise, yeah.
Now, how do we then arrive at the point where money sits in the pocket of the people?
Exactly.
That one is a whole different question that goes back to the money available in the markets. Okay? When we're talking about, first of all, we need to have low-cost borrowing on domestic banks or domestic markets. Okay? Which we have failed in as a regime. That is a fact. We're not going to deny it here. That the regime has done so well, it has not borrowed. And I have it here. I wish we were just patient a little bit. I could come to it. Now, when we stop borrowing from the local market, what will it do? It will leave banks with money. And the banks will have to sell that money to the people through loans, etc. Okay? That is not happening at this time. And I'm coming to it. Until that is sorted, this question of how much money needs to be in the pocket must then arise. The number two, you've asked about the tax question. It's also here. The president promised that the tax will reduce heavily during his campaigns. But now, when he came to power, it was an inverse of what he promised. And we're not going to lie here and say, there's no payslip that is being touched. No. Payslips have been touched. Tax has been increased for various reasons. We don't want to go into the justifications because even for me, they're painful taxes. And these things need to be reviewed. Have you answered?
Now that you admit.
Yeah.
So can we agree that, the headline of inflation being cut down by half.
It's not a headline. It's a fact.
Okay, it's a fact.
Yeah.
Let's call it a fact.
But with
it's being
zero
cut down
effect.
with a half. How do we feel the effect, wananchi? Pesa iko kwa mfuko. You're still saying it's a question. Now, you see, the main reason we have a regime is that so that these things can be taken care of. So, if we don't feel the effect...
So, macroeconomics have an effect on the microeconomics, right?
True.
So, when we're looking at the macroeconomics, especially on the question of inflation, it's going to have an effect in terms of our currency stabilization. When our currency is stable, now we can look at the other things like what is the availability of that money in the market. And that's what I'm saying. That's a whole different discussion. Then when we want to look at the debt question, it then informs us why people still don't have the money in their what? Their pocket.
So should we agree on macroeconomics? You've done very well, but on this other side you failed.
Of course, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
so what is the essence of macroeconomics if micrally we are doing this much?
Okay, it's like doing this. You have a manufacturer, a wholesaler, a retailer. Okay? When the manufacturer produces, he produces at a low cost so that he can give the what? The middleman, who is always a wholesaler.
Yes.
Or a distributor who will then take it to a wholesaler.
Yes.
The wholesaler then chunks it further into smaller pieces, affordable pieces that will be given to a what? A retailer.
Yes.
They will then chunk it further to
the final consumer.
The final consumer.
So
the point is the richer get richer, the poor get poorer.
But now, when you reduce cost of production, I'm expecting a knock-off effect at the final consumer.
Exactly.
But we are not seeing it. And what
and
you have
that's what I'm saying.
described
Yes.
as areas that we've not done well
Yes.
are actually areas that stimulate an economy. Because if we have done all these things, but we still do not end up with money in our pocket, then we are
No. Can we agree on something?
Aren't we mark timing then?
Wait.
Okay, so
just a minute. Can I explain something here? According to you, Joachim.
So that is according to me. So the economy is doing well, but according to Joachim, it's not doing well.
No, just hold my brother.
Let me hold.
According to you, what are some of the end products that causes or stimulate the micro?
What have I talked about before you came up with that question?
No, I'm just asking.
No, it's pursuant to what?
I'm adding there. So you just respond.
No,
so that
I do not respond to questions that I don't know where we are headed.
Don't be afraid. I will not corner you.
No.
I'm just
No,
asking.
I love that. It's not cornering me. It's not cornering me. You are asking as if I have said that we have particular end products that stimulate an economy.
What
Is that
are
what I
the,
say?
What are the end products
Yes.
that stimulate the micro economy?
When we talk about microeconomics, what are we talking about? Aren't we talking about the smaller chunks my brother talked about? That what the decisions we are doing at the micro level, what are their effects on the micro level?
And that's what I'm trying to explain.
Yes.
That we must look at these things separately and in a correlated manner. First of all, in a related manner, that macroeconomics influence microeconomics. The same way microeconomics influence macroeconomics. These are undeniable facts. Okay? Now, the biggest question that he has asked is that why is it that the end product, which is money, disposable income, I believe that's what we're talking about, disposable income being with the people,
Yes.
and improving the marginal propensity of consumption,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Being a question here, it pushes us to ask ourselves one question. Can we view this first macroeconomics as an independent fact? That yes, there's been stabilization, okay?
Of the macro
of the macroeconomics. Now, if we come to microeconomics, where now we are looking how much money is in the pocket of the people. There are some other factors which are beyond the macroeconomics.
Like what?
Like one, the lending question, the debt question. The debt question, it is related, but out of the analysis that I was giving. How is it related? That when you borrow from the local market, when you overborrow from the local market,
you crowd out.
You are crowding out. Exactly.
Yes.
When you crowd out, you're starving the market of what?
The needed
of money.
Circulation, yes.
Exactly, circulation. So which means, and banks are always looking forward to loaning the what? The government.
Yeah.
Why? Because government is a sustainable what? A sustainable lender.
It's a less riskier.
Less risky. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because when the economy is doing bad, as ours is doing, we are not denying that. We are not saying economy all of a sudden is doing. No, it is doing bad.
So,
and we have things that we have to sort.
You are now in agreement that all this economic jargon cannot solve our problem if we don't deal with the domestic borrowing.
Exactly. Now, I think absolute agreement that we have to deal with the local borrowing. We cannot continue crowding out the local citizen from borrowing from that bank because the government has taken it
Najua
on.
unangoja sha.
Mimi.
So wacha tufanye hivi.
I have a premium private medical cover.
Wewe watu wa Nairobi wakisikia utapewa kura sasa.
Mimi natumia School of Economics is not telling us.
Let us agree this. I've agreed with
So he
Odhiambo.
has just come to Kwacha School of Economics. Domestic borrowing.
No, I've always been.
Let's agree.
That's Kwacha School of Economics.
Let's agree that I've agreed with Odhiambo that when it comes to macroeconomics, the government has tried.
Yes.
But when it comes to microeconomics, the government has failed. Terrible.
So which means,
and microeconomics is the one yenye inatuhusu hapa.
Yes.
The one that sisi hapa
this
tuko very involved.
microeconomics you are alluding to that the government has done extremely poor. What you're saying is entirely not true. Because there are stimulus programs that stimulate the microeconomics of every individual or of the country.
Like what?
Now, for example, how many hours is Mama Mboga doing her business? If Mama Mboga was doing her business for 7 hours, and today she can do a business for like 10 hours, there are 3 more hours. Meaning, this Mama Mboga is able to cash
to make more money.
All those things don't matter. Kama bado nimesota.
Yes. It doesn't matter if you sell sukuma for 24 hours. If the buyer, the person who is supposed to buy, is still having a thought that I don't need sukuma today.
Yes.
You see, you are 24 hours, you will go home with the swollen feet, with no money. The biggest stimuli, and your brother has agreed, that you need money in the economy.
His brother.
Yes,
which is okay.
You need money.
We need money in the economy.
Where is it? The government is taking up, through domestic borrowing. So that a business person down there cannot access venture capital to carry out their business.
Do you know why the government did put, it's called the borrowing cap? The borrowing cap.
55% of the GDP.
Yeah.
Aren't we above the ceiling?
Not foreign borrowing.
No. Even
the domestic
locally.
borrowing.
Yes.
Do you know why banks today cannot give money at their own discretion, percentage discretion, interest rate? It is to encourage you and I that we can have that money from our local banks,
so like
at moderated interest rate.
Like which interest rate?
So that is why there is that capping.
No, tell me one example of an interest
rates.
rate that is encouraging.
You know, if
what is the best lending rate according to the Central Bank of Kenya?
Maybe you check.
No. You've been pushing me.
I'll just check for you. I'll just check for you.
Even the other one you were checking and you didn't.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I will substantiate it when I come next time, and the people will.
So you didn't get it. So that,
let me ask
I am
you.
saying that yes, the government borrowing heavily from our local banks, to some extent,
it's
has denied
8.75.
You
8.75.
But what is the normal lending rate?
The other day I was told by the bank that they're going to charge me 18% if I take a loan from them.
Yes.
18%.
Why do you think? But the best lending rate is 8%, a single digit. But the bank is unwilling to give you a loan according to that rate, because they have a big customer who is willing to borrow at any percent.
And that is Ruto's government.
That's Ruto's government. So, however this jargon, the
It's
macro,
actually
the micro.
14%. The maximum banks are allowed to charge interest is 14.3%.
14.3. But
maximum.
they are charging 18.20.
Maximum they're allowed is 14.3. You are allowed to lodge a complaint, by the way, and that
Will-
bank gets
so-
fined.
and then they will give you that
people
bank.
have received money. These
then
banks
they
have
will-
played
and then they
control
will give you
business
bank.
before.
But
of course,
but
Jambo is lying to
look,
me.
Their intention, they are achieving it, because at the end of the day, you don't access that money. Why are they telling you 18? So that
Okay,
you don't take
there's a time I talked with
But
Zagero.
is it really wise to ask a loan from the bank, and then they tell you 18%, and then you run to some government to complain? Then you come back, then they give you the money.
Let me, of course, it is. I love your pedestrian logic. It's amazing. That's very.
Joaquim, is that pedestrian?
It is not pedestrian.
Okay, it is
coming
Harvard.
to me.
Yes.
It is Harvard level.
You are coming to me
Yeah.
to take a loan.
Yeah.
Government is saying 14%. Me nimekwambia 18. You have shown me that you are a hostile customer by going to start me somewhere. Can I really give you money?
No way. This is problematic before we even give him.
So at the end of the day, a business person will not get the money. It is discouraging. So we are already done with your encouraging bit. So the issue is, what is encouraging banks to lend money to people, private sectors, at those exorbitant rates? It's because there is a customer who is willing to take such a loan.
The risk. I talked to Jagero at length about risk factor in banking, and the reasons why banks today will require you to give a host of documents before they give you any money, because you've been crowded out. Basic.
Yes.
What
They don't need you.
They don't need you. So what you need to do, or what we need to do in this country, so that we don't dance around this point forever, is we need to reduce the borrowing from the local market.
Yes.
Easy, simple. Next.
And
Because
Can we go to the
of
next thing?
Odia's
the fifth
debt.
agenda.
Let's go to the next thing.
So you are speaking quite
Odhiambo, can we leave it for today?
Okay, if you want to.
I think it is.
Me, I still have a lot of
Hivi
points
vijana
in it.
wanaenda
Hata
shule.
mimi nilikuwa nataka kwenda, lakini tuendelee kabisa.
Mimi niko na time. Mimi niko na time kabisa.
You have a lot of energy.
Yeah, a lot of
These
energy.
vijana wanaenda
Yeah.
shule.
We will Jagero, you.
What do you propose?
Ruto's, Ruto at 4. I've sent you a document.
Okay.
Acknowledge receipt.
Yes, I've seen it.
But
I'm not under obligation to open it.
But the juror in this court case has made a verdict that despite all those documents, if we still have domestic borrowing, the documents are invalid.
Domestic borrowing is problematic. Even the government, the government supporters,
do you know
have accepted.
Do you know
is dismal.
how this domestic
Nobody's
borrowing is
denying.
going to be capped? Moving
Nobody's
forward.
Can you
Why do we
learn
go?
from that?
I agree, and I'm in concurrent with what he's saying.
He's in concurrence that Ruto at 4 is a dismal performance.
No.
You are refusing.
Don't put words in my mouth.
No. But he's in concurrence.
No. Joachim. for
So
your own political...
Can you accept, for once before you chime in, that we at Kwacha Economics have done a proper diagnostics of Kenyan economics?
To what extent?
To this extent that domestic borrowing is our deathbed.
That does not need any magic in economics
But
to understand.
But your PhD holding president is not understanding.
No, however, how do we then deal with this?
You just stop the government from domestic borrowing.
Exactly. Stopping the government from domestic borrowing must have some sense of where do we get this money? We don't want to borrow from the banks, right?
Yes.
So where do we get the money? Or what do we even borrow this money to do? If we are borrowing this money to do infrastructure, now we must have some fund where we can now get that money from.
You seem
and
to
that's
know.
Or you can even freeze development and say we don't borrow more.
We have the infrastructure fund, for example.
The guy from Fangano seems to know a lot of economics, and I want to ask him one question.
No, I'm not an economist.
No, I have not called you an economist.
Yes,
but you have knowledge of economics.
It's just a matter of reasoning.
Yes, and that is what I'm basing on. It's a premise on which I'm asking your question.
Proceed.
Now that we have said that there are things that have to be considered before you stop domestic borrowing, according to us at Kwacha Economics, it is because we are spending much of our revenue to pay illegal debt. You stop it, you stop domestic borrowing. What is your PhD holding president proposing?
Thank you. The PhD holding president proposed that after the 10-point agenda. You know the 10-point agenda?
The hoax that is walking around.
Let him answer.
But when you start answering by saying 10-point agenda, you've already lost. Javas Bigambo is just going to hotels.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
No,
if that's what you do at Kwacha House,
it's my cake.
It is. You didn't go to school.
As time goes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it.
It is my cake.
It's like that saying that if you tell somebody if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Then don't tell you, what do you mean? Is that like you?
No, sometimes you have to be very understand those
Amma, do you mind?
No, it's my mind.
So
under the
10-point agenda, there was the issue of auditing of debt.
Yes.
And what did the president do? He constituted a team. However, the courts came in,
stopped it,
and said no. Now,
God have mercy. Do you know why I'm saying God have mercy?
Can we? You know, we can actually have a part 2 of this.
Let's have part 2.
Let's have a part 2 of this thing. This thing is too sweet. And tomorrow also at the town hall, we are going to be discussing RUTO at 4. So we are going to be having a lot of issues. This thing, I think, of the Ambo, we are going to pick it from where we have left, or we will skim through what we have done tomorrow.
Right.
And then because we are going to be having an audience, you know, these guys are also coming. People of the internet, it has been beautiful, Mr. Kachola. You have sweated, but it's okay.
No, your knees are very hot.
Nothing. It's just Kwacha Economics. That is giving you trouble.
No, that's
Kwacha Economics.
Kwacha Economics. Thank you, Joachim. Thank you, Diambo. Queen Vashti, thank you very much. Mr. Nsongo, thank you very much. I love that education exchange between you and Diambo. Beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Frank, for being on the deck. People of the internet, thank you very much. You stayed with us for more than 3 hours. It's been amazing. It's wonderful. Tomorrow we'll have our town hall. You're welcome. Until another episode. Bye for now.
Where is the town hall?
The town hall. Let me give them a link. I actually gave them the link yesterday so that they can have a look at it. Hey, that was beautiful. Hii Kwacha housing.
Kwacha Economics.
Kwacha Economics.
Yeah, it's a good selling point. Kwacha Economics is the antidote. Wacha kwanza ni post sahi.
RUTO at 4 is very beautiful. I love it.
It's beautiful.
Very beautiful. It calls for a lot of sobriety. You cannot just discuss it with.
You have to be very objective.
Yeah, but you're cherry picking. People of the internet, I sent you guys the link to the town hall. Until another episode, bye for now. Beautiful. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my book, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So, what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.